movie.
Movie.
Yeah.
Netflix.
Yeah.
I love it.
I studying Netflix, but I study something very macro point of view.
Mhm.
But then I'm sure it's very specific. Nerjatsu is one of the animation. It can be top five box office and the global, which is original from Malaysia.
Yeah,
Also strange.
creative area, creative center, right?
Yeah.
Interesting. So some things that's never been in the box office became in the box
The
office.
Asian cinema never have been such successful in terms of box office spending. This is the very first Asian film enter the list.
And your research is about the
This topic is quite differentiated. It's just look as to be very specific on the film narrative.
interesting.
But I always look at it in that over
That's really interesting because
the industry.
yeah, because as a technical guy, we always deal with machines and machines and machines. This new research is, intriguing. Yeah, I'd love to, hear your presentation.
Yeah.
Hello, everyone. Good morning. So, I need to mention in the first place that we are live now on YouTube, and everything will be recorded. You later we will share the link, and you can access the YouTube channel. And Dr. Ahmed, uh, can you please let us know how many in-person participants arrived already in the hall?
Out of five, we are four. So
Okay.
I assume we can initiate our session, and you can share
Okay.
the presentation slides to introduce the organizations,
Oh,
introduce
yeah.
yourself with the audience.
Okay. Thank you. So, welcome all to this international conference organized by International Institute of Academic Research and Publication, IIARP, in association with Glovento Conference. I am Dr. Shaker from IIARP, and I will be the coordinator as well as the session chair for the online session. I hope that all the participants already got the program schedule and other instructions for this hybrid session. And I want to mention that each presentation will have 10 minutes and extra 5 minutes for question and answer. And there will be two sessions, one in-person session. We will first complete the in-person physical session. That will be led by Dr. Mushtaq Ahmad from Unitin University, Malaysia. And then I will try to manage the online session as a session chair. And uh, in these after every session, or we will have Q&A session, Q&A session, and you can keep your suggestions noted and ask questions if any. And the questions may be from the participants or from the conference organizers. So you will get your answers, and we can discuss things as well. So as per the instructions, both the session chairs are here to assist the presentations, and based on that assessment, every person will be assessed, and the best paper will get an award in the form of certificate. So you need to pay attention to this thing, and the assessment criteria, which is quite simple, which include the best presentation skills, time management skills, and how can you attract the other audiences, and how can you provide some suggestions to other participants for improving their manuscripts and papers. Okay, so I hope that you will enjoy this session with us, and Without wasting the time, I think we need to start it. But before that, I think it's quite important that you at least know something about this organization. And for this purpose, I will share my screen. Uh, Let me share my screen. And where is the PPT? Okay. Here it is. Okay. Can you see my screen? Is it
Yeah,
visible?
yeah. Yes, it's visible.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Okay. So this is IIARP, a dynamic conglomeration of academia and professionals, which is dedicated to promote research and innovation, making a significant global impact. And our primary objective is to unite researchers, professionals from around the world, and foster intellectual development to facilitate opportunities for networking and collaboration. This organization is actively engaged in various academic activities, including networking events, meeting, conferences, workshops, research projects, and additionally, we are committed to publishing cutting-edge research publication and also recognizing outstanding achievements through academic awards and scholarships as well. All these information you can find by visiting to the website www.iiarp.org. So these are some of our associates: Glovento Conference and Conference Alerts 360 and manuscript edit by IIARP. So what basically we do, uh, world-class networking, connect with the global community of researchers, scholars, and industry experts, and national as well as international conferences, uh, in academic journals publications, in different journals, peer-reviewed journals, Scopus, Web of Science, and many other important databases journals. Okay, so this is a well-known organization, IIARP, which dedicated to fostering global scientific and academic collaboration. We have a rich history of organizing international and national conferences and made significant contribution in various fields of study. Uh, we organized conferences across top cities around the world, including Bangladesh, Egypt, Indonesia, Japan, and most of the East Asian countries, South Asian countries, and many other Western countries as well. You can see here on the screen. Okay, so here are the publication opportunities for the participants. Your abstract will be published in conference proceeding book with the DY number, and you can publish your paper in the peer-reviewed journals that are indexed by Google Scholar and Dodge, etc. You can also choose to publish your manuscript in Scopus and Web of Science index journals as well. And we have a comprehensive publication support service for language editing and other things related to editing. You can visit the website and you will find all this information on the website. Okay, so here, if you really want to publish your paper in Scopus index journals, here are some requirements. I don't want to mention it one by one. If you are really serious to submit your manuscript to Scopus index journals or international peer review journals, you can, I will share the contact or publication team, and you can contact through WhatsApp or through email, and they will guide you step by step what are the different requirements for submitting to Scopus journal or for submitting to international peer review journal. All these things will be shared with you by our expert team, and you can go ahead with your submission. Yeah, so that's regarding the submission in different journals. And these are some of the examples of the previous publication published by IIARP in different journals, Scopus Q1 to Q4, and different international peer-reviewed journals as well. These are some of the past conference glimpses. These are the physical conferences and online conferences as well. You can visit our website to find more about the previous and upcoming conferences and other academic activities. And I need to mention it here that for the in-person people, participants, you will get the certificates in print form, but the proceedings we will share through email in soft form. This is just a small step to go paperless for the purpose of keeping environmental sustainability. So that's we are trying to adopt these things, and the large paper printing material we are sending in soft form. So I hope that you will not mind that. If anyone still need that, you can let us know, and we will try to manage that for you. Okay, so that's all. Thank you so much. And now I will invite Dr. Ahmed to have an opening remarks, and please go ahead with the physical session. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Shakir, for a very comprehensively explanations of the organization and its structure in the process of the publications and the proceedings. As you have clearly mentioned that you are not going to provide the print copies because of the environmental sustainability. Those who still have any requests, they can request to the organization and they will provide the print copies as well. Well, now I will request to our first presenter from the physical room, Dr. Ahmed, and he will be presenting micro payment model using Sharia compliant fintech on campus. We will also sharing the presentation with the online our participants. Please, sir, you can. I think we need to send them online.
Can you please tell me the ID number of this paper, this presentation?
The first ID on the attended sheet 565, ending with a 565.
Okay, 565. 565. 565.
Are you allowing the presentation sharing from here?
Yeah, of course. It's already enabled to be shared from multiple screens.
We wanted to share with them as well.
What's the issue? Is it an issue in the computer or in the Zoom?
No,
Just sharing, just sharing.
It's good now, yeah. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum and good morning. My name is Sharbaini Ahmad from Selangor Islamic University, Malaysia. Thank you, Dr. Ahmad, as our MC for this session. I would like to share my research on macro payment model using Sharia compliance fintech on campus. So this is my contents of presentation of abstract introduction, then a little bit about macro payment model. And number 4 is the system architecture of the system that I developed myself. And then the methodology of that I use in the research study, the benefits of the model and conclusion and future work. So I start this presentation by the abstract. Actually, this project is a macro payment model that uses Sharia compliance fintech design for university campuses, just only for use for the campus purpose. So the goal is to create a secure and user-friendly payment system without interpret by other or external Islamic financial institute or policy, external policy, or even in the government policy. This model aims to improve financial inclusion, encourage cashless transactions, and provide a seamless payment experience for students, staff, and vendors in the university. So the research involves reviewing existing models and then continue with consulting with Sharia experts to ensure whether the method, the technique that we use is comply with the Sharia standard or not. And then developing a system prototype using blockchain for transparency and testing with users in the campus. Right, so the objectives of the study is to provide a secure, ethical, and user-friendly payment system, but must be embedded with the cashless technology. Okay, so this model are proposed in order to tailor the specifically for university purpose. Then the system will be organized, will be managed by University Foundation, which called as a Yayasan Quiz, University's Foundation. Right, so the concept is student just receive the token, cashless technology, right? Use virtual tokens, and then the students can buy anything that they want in the campus by using this model. Okay, the system will park at the cloud, external cloud facility with a few security features, and then the users of the system is students, admin, and vendor. Student is all levels of students in university, from foundation study, undergrad study, and postgrad study. Vendor means those who have cafe shops inside the campus. And then admin is a foundation center in the university. All right, so then the key features of the model is regarding the Sharia compliance, just not mentioned, to avoid from riba, gharar, and maisir, interest, or the unpredictable transaction, and so on. So that is very particular in Islamic finance. Okay, number 2 is about the blockchain technology, the technology that enhances the security and transparency, especially for finance transaction. Okay, and then next is transparent, direct interaction between students and vendors. No middle person between students and vendors, but they can do the transaction directly. And then the concept is based on the terms of bank bisamanin ajil in Islamic terminology, meaning that the student can buy the things that they need, but at the end of the session, vendors will claim the cost to the university foundation. So this is the architecture in terms of the cloud technology. In the cloud facility, they have a server and then database and the virtual desktop to communicate between the cloud and the devices outside. And then the platform itself is a web-based platform, but friendly to mobile or whether it is on a phone or tablet or desktop. Okay, because during the transaction between vendors and students, normally they use phone, but in terms of management on admin side, they need the desktop to manage all the transaction. So this is the methodology that we use in the study. We use a mixed method, which is combination between qualitative study and quantitative study. And then we're doing some literature study. And then after that, we come up with the model. That model will consult with the expert, subject matter experts among the industrial and academic background person. And then after we get the suggestion and ideas from the experts, we develop a system, a prototype system. And then we're doing some testing on the users among the vendors, students, and the admin. And then after that, we collect feedback from them. So meaning that the combination between qualitative and quantitative study. So in terms of Sharia compliance process, we meet the SME, subject matter experts, interviews them, we come up with the list of questions, and then we ask them, then come up with the suggestion, and then we improve the model. After that, we develop the system, focus on the deferred payment concept. Student transaction between student and vendors going first, and then after that, the foundation will pay how much the cost that the student transaction between student and vendors. Okay, and then after that, we doing the analysis of the models, feasibility and legitimacy of the system. So as a pilot test, we apply it to the campus in real-time using, and then we train the students, all the users to use that system, and then we let them try the system. After that, we doing some assessment in terms of the usability and satisfaction among the users. So the benefits of the model, we can enhance the transparency and reduce fraud because there are no external party will interfere the system, just among the internal users, and then simplified transactions for users, including non-bank account holders. So they don't need to use to have account in any other banks. Just have a bit information about themselves in the campus, and then they can use the system. And then support underprivileged students with basic financial needs. For those who are coming from underprivileged family, this
Sorry,
system can help us.
we have 3 more minutes, so please be conclusive. Thank you.
Yeah, a few more slides only. So this is my conclusion, sir. The model effectively address financial needs while adhering the Islamic principles. After we get approval, suggestion from the experts. And then number 2 is positive users feedback suggests potential for broader application. Maybe we can share this model to other people. This is not closed only to use in this campus. We can share with others. And then recommendations for future research and scalability. So this is list of references that we use in this study. And then I think that's all for my presentation. Thank you. If you have any questions.
Thank you for the presentation. Do we have any question for this presentation?
Yes.
Sorry, if we can keep the question and answers for the end, is that not good?
Can I have a question now because I have something urgent to do after this.
Okay, please.
Okay. Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Shabeni. My question is only one, that this is a new system, right? That is developed and implemented in the campus area. So I want to know, what is the biggest challenge in implementing this new solution? And is there any cultural resistance or a change in behavior when you try to implement the system?
Related, sorry to add, because I have a related question. So since because you are using the mixed method,
Yes.
so while collecting the data through the mixed method, definitely the challenge might be the first things you are going to address. So either it's coming through qualitative or quantitative. So what are the main issues?
Actually, the idea from this study is because of the previously they just use Google Form. The students bring the Google Form to the cafe, and then what they need, they just take it and then inform to the cashier. Then cashier will wait it. They say oh, this is about $2 or $3 and so on. So you just record it. And then the problem is, because this is they cannot lock the value. They cannot lock the value. But sometimes when student expend more than the dedicated value that they have received, the system cannot block it. So that's why we come up with this technique, and then the student can use it inside the campus. If let's say we want to implement by using existed cashless facility, for example, Grab, Touch and Go, and so on, the existed facility, cashless bankers and so on, we have to follow their procedure. We have to follow their, because they are looking for profit, right? So a bit difficult for us.
So that doesn't compliance with your Sharia law. That's what you mean? Suppose you wanted to follow the other model.
Yes, also.
So in this model, you are also focusing on the Sharia payments.
Yes, Sharia payment, because we refer to the those are expert in Sharia, Islamic banking, Sharia finance, and then academician from Sharia background.
So that model is just implementing within the campus only.
Yes, implementing campus only.
But you are also suggesting can be brought into the other facilities as well.
So far, I guess quite possible to implement in other campus. For example, for the foundation, they want to distribute the money to the student in terms of they distribute the cash or distribute to the student account. We don't know whether the student can use that money for a right purpose, or maybe they buy something that prohibited, for example, right?
Out of the
Yes, out of campus. Yes. So this project is actually can solve that problem.
Because usually we used to listen the students when they receive the money, they use for entertainment purpose, not for the purpose that they're located.
Yes, correct.
Many people can relate.
Thank you. Thank you,
All
sir.
right,
I
thank
don't
you.
have any-
All right, thank you.
The last person just came by.
Okay, so can we please proceed to the next one?
And we also have some of our,
All right.
anyone, you can have a take.
Okay.
Okay, now we have our second presentations, and I would be requesting to Dr. Wong. He will be presenting our So you wanted to connect with your laptop?
I've already
I'll-
connecting to my computer, so
I'll give you the cable.
I've already
No need.
I have joining I've already joining this session via my own laptop.
Okay.
So I think everyone already can see my slides.
Yeah.
All right, perfect. I worry I went to the wrong conference because I think I'm only the one who talk about the very casual entertainment industry.
No.
Yeah, so this actually is some of the topic that I'm very interested to discuss in recent period of time, as this film was released in January 2025. These films have been recognized worldwide. Can we have this kind of sound to be?
Let's just turn off the speaker. Oh, yeah. Put the volume down.
As
I
I
silent from here.
Oh, yeah, okay.
All right, so it's better right now. Otherwise, I will make an echo in every virtual participant
Yes,
site.
yeah.
Yeah. This character is called Naja and is actually inspired from the Chinese fairy tale story. And that will be actually the main reason why I focus on this character. To start this topic, I would like to share this is my content I'm going to share throughout this presentation, which including multiple sections, including background of the study, the introduction of the studies, literature review, methodology, findings, and discussions. This paper is almost complete. I am so to publish with some of the SSCI journals afterwards. All right, so moving on, I would like to provide some of the recent exposure by international media. For example, by CNN, you probably may see this is actually the Chinese animated blockbuster smash box office record home. It is also hitting the Western cinema. It is reported by CNN. If you look at the domestic reporting by People's Daily, it also mentioned that Naja is actually regarded as the Chinese blockbuster, highlight of the Chinese animation film industry. The same does the Global Time, which is also an international media outlet owned by the state government of China. It also reports that Naja 2 nears $2.2 billion global how as box office run stays strong. So as the only Asian film break the record of the global office earning, I think that definitely serves the purpose for us to look at how this film bring our attention and also how it bring impact to the cinema industry, etc. So that was actually the reason why I bring this topic into discussion. This is also from some of the screenshot made by the national television station. They interviewed the Oscar judges, whose name is Ellen. Ellen also mentioned multiple times that she wants to recommend the films to the Western audiences. That will be the reason why this film has been successfully released in the United States and European countries. In ASEAN countries, it has been released in multiple countries, including Malaysia, Indonesia, Thailand, Philippines, etc. So that will be the reason why we witness this box office earning is not only from the Chinese market, but also the global market. So definitely, this is also a reason why we also have to look at why these characters have become so successful in the entertainment industry. So this character has actually been giving attention in the virtual form, in the screen form since 1928. So from these images, you probably may see that was during the black and white period of time movie production in the title Birds of Naja. With the time goes, different kind of technologies involved with this production. So Naja has been portrayed as animated characters in 1979, which also winning multiple international recognitions, such as the Cannes International Film Festival, etc. In recent period of time, we also have these kind of adaptations from these stories into multiple forms of content, including films released in the same year, Naja, in 2019, which is the first episode. The one that I mentioned in my study, which is the one released in 2025. And this film has become the most successful animation in Asia and also globally. This is actually ranked #1 of animated films in a global setting. With the time goes, I think this character may give more exposures. That's actually some of the projects ongoing. Naja will be released in 2030 in multiple storylines in both animated stories and also fiction movies, etc. So that will be the reason why this has become a successful icon for the film industry in China. In this study, I want to use the apparatus theory and examples, technical apparatus, and also institution apparatus to understand the film ideology functions in contemporary Chinese study. To respond to this research objective, it primarily responds to 3 research questions, basically including look at how the cinematic techniques and animate styles of Naja 2 contribute to shaping ideology narrative. Secondly, in what ways does the film's interpretations of this Naja myth reinforce or challenge state and towards value and culture identity? And lastly, how do online discussions and review shape ideology's receptions of Naja 2? So when I conduct the literature review, I also try to collect as much as possible, but to be honest, there's less research has been focused on the animation studies in China. Probably there are some, and also with the successful box office earning in domestic market and Naja in 2019, it actually triggers one single publications by Sage. Afterwards, it's hardly to see any other stories or maybe other research has been conducted. Therefore, my research look at the evolvement of Chinese animation in general, but also look at the particular content that this film has been portrayed, which is focused on the mythologies and ideology in Chinese animation. Thirdly, by using the theory I focus on, which is the apparative theory and also semantic ideology, I extended much more collections of literature. This research is when I employed the multimode critical discourse analysis in a short term called MCDA. So this is actually is methodology for me to engage with most of discussions and interpretation of my data. To make it simple, this research primarily look at 3 perspectives in the fighting discussion sections. As the research question has been spelling out, I will look at the technical apparatus by understanding the animation aesthetics and ideology representations. This particular theory is inspired by Boundary in 1985. So this study also in particular look at the spatial temporal orientations and ideology representation in the film. So I do have some tables, but unfortunately due to the time constraint, I don't include in my slides over here. And also it's also aiming for publications. I don't review so much of my findings here during the conference. Secondly, the narrative and the discovery strategies, which are looking at the methodological interpretations and ideology that allow me to look at how this film has been narrated and also how the discursive strategies is employed, especially by depicting the ideology functions. Then last point is looking at the institutional apparatus that allow me and allow most people to understand the successful stories has been produced, has been distributed, and how it reflect the soft power strategies. For achieving these particular goals, I look at the online portals by 2 leading media outlets in China, which including China Daily and Global Times. And these 2 important medias are target international readers instead of very local readers. So that would be the reason I look at the softer power strategies. In summary, this study intend to analyze how this particular film reimagine Chinese methodologies to reconstruct ideological narrative through animation. And using MCDA and also apparatus theory, it tends to analyze and interpret the questions, including how cinematic techniques and also how the stories, especially the state-owned influence production, shape the cultural identity and the national ideologies. Therefore, this paper highlights the tensions between rebellions and conformities and between the domestic messages and the global marketabilities, and positioning a film as a key site of ideology negotiations in contemporary Chinese cinema. So this is actually marked as the end of my presentation. If you have any further questions to discuss on the film or anything about Chinese entertainment industry, I'm willing to be sharing of my humble insights. And thank you very much, Molly, for listening.
Thank you so much. I think, yeah. I think it's echoing still there is an issue in the system from your side, so I don't know how to fix it.
We will fix it here.
It's fixed already.
Okay, thank
Any
you.
question?
Yeah, so yeah, I think there must be some questions, and as we already started the question and answer part after the presentation, so I think we need to continue it. And if there is any question regarding this presentation, please go ahead.
If I may.
Yeah, please.
Thank you so much, Professor. So when I was still a child, I know Nacha because it's also there in Indonesia when I was still a child. Like this is quite familiar, and actually this is a very new kind of research for me. You know, but my question is that Nacha is quite an old movie, right? Like
It's not an old movie, it's actually 2025 movie, which is just released this year.
25.
But the character itself is
Yes, yes.
it's Asian story.
Yes, that's what nature is there for such a long time. So what is so different so that this particular movie can deliver the powerful message, so that it can be, this is not my area, but you mentioned that it's there in the box office. So how? Because what is so different between the previous Nacha and then this Nacha and stuff like that?
Naja is actually a god in Chinese culture. So in many of the Chinese families, they may have some god to do worship. And Naja is some of the character people do worship. And this character carries some of the symbols, for example, vigilance, but also he's very spiritually positively representing his Chinese culture, which means even though things is tough, but we are able to make it through. So Naja is also representing this kind of a spirit in the current setting where the United States give a lot of turbulence to the entire global scenarios. Well, these films also interact this kind of a symbol. For example, there's one boat which is with US dollar as one of the symbol representing, even though the United States is melting boat. So basically it's kind of the things generating his own interest outcome, but absorbing everyone's nutritions. So that kind of symbolism has widely used in this kind of movie. And so in the movie also employed some green card. If you want to have, because Naja is expected to become a kind of a god. So that's the journey depicting how he would make himself as a god. So he has passed 3 trials. So these particular 3 trials are representing these individuals trying to obtain the green card. And this green card is actually using the United States logo the nation.
Really?
Yeah. So these films give new meaning. Well, these 2 nations have become so competitive with each other. So films give another value for us to express the ideology of heroes. So Naja is about the Asian story character, but with the current settings, we give new meaning to the
Cool. Thank you so much.
The name Naja is established character, isn't it? From his previous her previous history.
1,000 years.
Yes.
I think I would maybe from Taiwan also know.
Yeah.
Naja sometimes in Taiwan is also an icon.
It's quite popular here in Indonesia.
Traditional. Traditional.
This is my first time because I'm not really happy with Indonesia.
Because I think film economy is very vital for any giant economic system. We cannot emphasize on military power, economic power, we also have, but we also have to emphasize value of the cultural influence. So Naja break the norms. So, yeah.
Do we have any question from the participants online?
I think I have one question. I don't know about other participant, and just please reply with your short answer. You mentioned something, I think, a bit something sensitive, like state influence or cultural identity. So. Can you please tell us how did you manage that thing in your manuscript? I think these are some things related to the sensitivities in the research.
There's not really have any sensitive issues in my research, as this film has been censored by our Chinese authorities. So as the film has been successfully released with our national support, there's no any sensitive issues. Chinese film distribution system have a little bit different setting. For example, in different countries, they have a rating system for which they determine the age and etc. But in China, we have one particular category which is universal. And this film is being released, meaning that it's universally acceptable without any sensitive content concerns as well.
Thank you.
Okay, good. So one thing I just want to tell you that in some cases like these things or other, that there are sensitivities in the paper. Usually you need ethical approval from your department and many journals will not process your manuscript without a proper ethical approval later. So that's what I wanted to share with all of you, that like if this is sensitive or not, you still need these things. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much.
I will proceed to our next presenter. If you have no more question, and a paper ID ending with a 586, and is a Choyo thing, innovation capability and network position in fintech, a study of a payment technology.
No, I think it's 583.
583 is not available, sir. He's absent.
Not available.
Yeah, he's absent. Please have it.
It's not good. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you. It's your.
Yeah.
And then we also share with them. All right.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I'm Jun Yao Zhen. I come from Taiwan. My topic is about the fintech, like the Dr. Shabeni and the similar topic. I talk about the innovation capability and the network position in fintech. I focus on the payment technology. This is my outline. Introduction, with researcher background and the motivation, we know a fintech web is impacting the financial industry, and it improve the financial system more transparent and safer and less expensive, according to the global fintech market research. Global fintech market, the size is predicted to be worth the 541 billion US dollar in 28 years, and annual growth rate about 1 year is about 20%. The most important impact of the fintech on the people or consumer is a change in payment method, about maybe about the Apple Pay or Light Pay, any pay. We know patent has an important indicator for measure about the innovation capability. Branches and the chip company confirm about the patent citation-based statistic is maybe more measure about the innovation quality of the fund. Network position is talk about fund position in the innovation network. Scholars use the centrality indicator from the social network to replace a fund network position in the innovation process. Another theory is about the structural whole theory played an important strategy role in the network. It can use to measure a company opportunity to get a large return. So my research objective is about use the patent citation analysis to explore the innovation capability of the firm in payment technology in the world. We divide the payment technology about the 5 technical domain, include the IoT, mobile platform, security, cloud computing, and critical currency about that. Second objective is about we integrate about the social network theory and the structural whole theory to explore the network position each company. And we can know which company occupy the most critical position in the payment technology. This is about the literature research. The resource-based theory reports a company on the competitive advantage is innovation patent. So, but not all patent of the same income impact. So we use the citation statistic. So two indicators to measure innovation capability. One is the patent count to measure patent quantity. Citation count is measure about the patent quality. So the network position tell about the relationship to be a tool to value the status friend or members to understand how the network influence each other. So we use the degree the centrality and June 2014 study divide the centrality into the three major measures: degree centrality, between centrality, and cross centrality. This is my other paper. Network position structure whole. If the super if you occupy network position, you have the positive impact a company innovation and maybe more efficient and the save cost. And my methodology, my research framework is very simple. About I divide the 5 technology domain and 2 topics. One is the innovation capability, patent citation. Another is network position. I use a social network, use the integrity centrality to measure about the knowledge concentration position. Second is the use.
Sorry, we can't see your slides are moving. I just noticed. And yeah, so and also
No.
please be conclusive. You have 2 more minutes. Thank you.
Oh, okay. Okay. This is my measures. I don't talk about that. The results, we can see the innovation capability about we know the top 2 firms is about Visa and IBM have the more and most patent quality. But the patent quality, we see another company about the civil work research and the worker digital. So it's different. About the 5 technology domain, top 3 firms is different. Maybe we can see the IoT, Google, IBM, Visa, but the cloud computing, top 3 firms is IBM, NetIP, Microsoft. Is different. This is an innovation network. I use the patent technology. There are the 145 firms. It's about this is the more a relationship about the technical. About the network position, we see the our degree centrally. We see the Rulis, Morris, Azure, and the DVD player. The 2 companies has the more knowledge concentration position. E-Win-Win company and the NCR company has occupied the knowledge diffusion position. And another we don't see the structural position not appear. Maybe NCR company as a little chance to occupy a good position. Conclusion, we see the patent quantity and the patent quality, top 3 companies different. Second, major for about the community 5 technology domain are also different. Even with an NCR up to the knowledge concentration position. Really small edge and up on the knowledge diffusion position. Such a whole doesn't sit in the payment technology network. Conclusion, this study used the payment citation and the social network analysis combined to, I think this is a feasible research methodology. Second conclusion, this study integrated the social network and the structural whole theory to the measure about the network position. We can see the each company in the payment technology network, which is the occupy the competitive position. This is my paper. Yeah, welcome to Taiwan because I come from Taiwan. Okay.
Following the presentation and the innovation capability and network position and tech. So this is basically preliminary, the review study.
This is
the innovation capabilities of the different companies.
I just focus on the front. Maybe another paper I focus mainly the different countries. But this topic I focus the front company.
This study is only you are focusing, you're using the qualitative method, am I correct?
Quantity. I use the quantity data.
Quantitative data.
Yeah. I total about the in the world about the 100. Yeah, I mentioned.
You focus on the US firms.
Yeah. I use US. You just use USPTO, US patent. Yeah. We know the US is a important market in the world. So many important company will apply the patent in the United States.
Technology company in Thailand.
Yeah.
Did you study the local market of Taiwan for the payment technology?
Yeah.
Innovation.
Yeah. I published many different the paper about the Taiwan technology innovation. You know the I've said that this paper focus on the fintech, but other topic I always talk about the semiconductor. So I use this similar methodology. This is I confront patent citation and the social network.
Interesting topic, and the details that you mentioned about the centrality of the network. So that's interesting for me. Why you focus on the need to know about the centrality of the network?
About
centrality of the network. Why you focus on that study?
Centralization position. You say the centralization position.
Yes.
I use the patent and the citation. This A patent cite B patent.
Yeah.
So we see the knowledge flow. So we combine the maybe maybe a network. So I use a social network analysis software. They will combine to the very like this. But I another feature is about I can this is the circle. Maybe the first company and the second company they occupy the central core, and the other is the second cross, and then this is the social network. I use this.
Yes. We get idea.
Hey.
Thank you. One more question, if I may. Thank you so much, sir. I noticed that you are focusing on 5 technical domains,
Yeah.
including the IoT, mobile platform, security mechanism, cloud
Can you share
computing,
the
crypto,
Oh, yeah.
and cryptocurrency. Yeah,
Yeah.
the 5 domains. For me, in my opinion, these 5 is a very broad domain,
Yeah.
and there is a chance that there a bias will happen, because there are a lot more important domains like artificial intelligence and then decentralized finance and then open banking. And I didn't see that. How would you address the specific subdomains, maybe about the AI? Will AI be in the Internet of Things or mobile platform or security or cloud computing or cryptocurrency? Because AI will have an impact on both, on every domain.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I know.
So my question is that how would you address the bias of the subdomains? Because
Yeah.
you use the social network analysis.
Yeah.
The flaw of the social network analysis is that we have to determine as many as domains, patterns as
Yeah.
What is your opinion about this?
Yeah, but I know that AI, because of this define the 5 domain. I based on the other paper.
Research.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because we know I just focus on the patent. Some technology innovation, you don't need to apply the patent.
Okay.
So maybe other technology is very important, but they don't need to apply the patent. So I just focus on the patent.
Patent and the citation. Yeah.
So this paper just can apply a publication for about the patent is important for that industry. Maybe movie industry patent not important.
Not really.
Yeah. So let's just focus the technology innovation about the patent. This is my research limitation.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much, sir.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Do we have any question from the participants from online?
I think no.
No questions. Okay, we are moving ahead to our 4th and the last presentation from the physical side. And now we're requesting to Yusuf Fikri. Okay, paper ID number 595. And can you share your slides?
Yes.
595 11
So our slides are visible to you, right?
Let me check. Yeah, it's visible.
Okay.
Okay, please go ahead.
Okay. Thank you very much. Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Fikri, and I'm actually the 4th author of the research, and the lucky one who is able to, present the presentation here today. And this presentation is based on our team's ideology to dig deeper into a certain theme that is called cyber diplomacy. Maybe this is not a quite familiar theme for some of you, but I will try to make the presentations interesting and easy to understand. So wish me luck. So our team comes from both academic and professional backgrounds. Personally, I work for the National Cyber and Crypto Agency of the Indonesia, and my 3 colleagues are from the Universitas Pajajaran, which major in international relations. The first author, actually, Andi Yusuf, is a director in my office. So, okay, to start off, let's zoom out and look at how much we rely on digital infrastructure, like from electricity to fuel to banking. Even buying instant noodles might involve 3 servers and 1 payment gateway. And one wrong move in cyber infrastructure and boom, goodbye GoFood. So is there any one of you try GoFood? Yeah, you're here in Indonesia. You have to try GoFood. So sadly, ladies and gentlemen, what I mentioned earlier about one wrong move in cyber infrastructure can lead to catastrophic impact is not hypothetical. It is real. And in recent years, I think my slide is not moving.
Yeah, your slides are not
Can you move
moving,
forward?
so I don't know.
But okay,
Your presentation slides.
all right.
Can you please just stop and reshape
Can you
it?
make
Yeah.
it a little larger?
Yeah. Oh, I use Canva. Oh, I use Canva.
Oh, that's Canva.
Oh, okay. Let's try it once again. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you so much. Technical problem, but it's okay. So this is not hypothetical. In recent years, Indonesia has seen multiple cyber incidents, starting from ransomware attacks, data leaks, data breaches, online gambling on the government's website, and even the nationwide blue screen of death. If you know, that had several airlines in Indonesia had to issue handwritten boarding passes. Back to Stone Age, literally. So, okay. But here's the thing. What we know might be just the tip of the iceberg, especially when we talk about the government's ecosystem. Like, they're not as mature as the enterprises, as the, big companies. So, much of the threat landscape, there is a chance that much of the threat landscape are undocumented, and which is scary, and also a golden opportunity for future research. And one quote that guided our thinking about cyber diplomacy is that cyber threats aren't limited to only one specific nation or sector, and that's why cyber diplomacy matters. And this is my favorite analogy about cyber diplomacy. Cyber diplomacy is like moderating a massive multiplayer online role-playing game, if any one of you play games. So yeah, I love to play games, and I use this as an analogy because everyone wants to play. Some cheat and others argue about the rules, how we will do this, but certainly someone has to pay attention to keep the server from crashing. Yeah, you understand, right? Like, this is my favorite analogy about cyber diplomacy. And that brought us to our two main research questions. The first is that what area already been widely studied in cyber diplomacy? And the second, and more importantly, what has not been explored? Because let's face it, the empty spots is where the fun begins, right? And we conducted a systematic literature review and curated 34 keywords. And maybe some of you will think that this is quite a lot of work, but when we categorize them, and we will realize that many of these works are only circling around a few same things. Like at the presentation slides, we can see that nine research focusing on one specific countries, 21 focusing on regional and global issues, and 4 intersected. On that papers, they focus on maybe country specific or global, but at the same time, they mention as an example or as a counter example, the country specific or the global issue. And looking deeper, yeah, most researches comes from the US, the Europe, and few Asian countries, if you see the map. But what we realize, the representation of the global South is still minimal, possibly because they are too busy responding to cyber attacks, instead of writing about them. I can confirm this from personal experience. And looking deeper, we categorize research types and approaches. Most papers are validation and conceptual proposals. Experience paper and philosophical reflections are barely there. So again, there are more rooms for growth, and we categorize them by focusing on 4 areas: tools, models, methods, and processes, and 6 approaches from validation to experience paper. And then this is another finding: cybersecurity cooperation and governance are the darlings of the field, ladies and gentlemen. But look at the lower half. conflict resolution, public-private partnerships, confidence building measures, and even digital rights, they are still underexplored. And yet, these are the things that makes international forums far, far, far more complicated. But why there are only limited studies discussing about them? And I think this is a very interesting finding. And then we try to cluster those findings into 4 clusters, as you can see with color, each cluster represented by a specific keywords. And the important things here, we see that pertaining cyber diplomacy, there are some keywords emerge, which is the critical information infrastructure, strategic narrative, diplomacy toolbox, and cyber weapon. So we see a trend that the study is starting to move from conceptual into technical. So I think this is a huge leap, a huge process, and especially a strategic narrative. It's about communication, how you solve things with communication, something very, very, very interesting. And pertaining the timeline trend, we see that the research about cyber diplomacy has gaining momentum from between 2018 to 24, I'm sorry. And here's the core of our finding. Despite their urgencies, topics like conflict resolution, capacity building, digital rights, confidence building measures, and then attribution and accountability were still sidelined. Well, where the most studied topics are still cybersecurity cooperation and cybersecurity governance. Maybe because they are too hard to define, more complexities, political interest, and so on and so on. They are harder to define, or maybe also hard to solve. Or just maybe nobody wants to be the first to open that can of worms. And then the key message that I want to leave for you is that there are still a huge gap in cyber diplomacy research. And actually, ladies and gentlemen, this is our preliminary research. What we're trying to conduct is we're trying to build a cybersecurity toolbox with Indonesia and Malaysia as the pilot project to tackle the problem of conflict resolution. Because as per the research, we know that there are only a few research addressing conflict resolutions. We don't know whether they really want to resolve the conflicts or not. But here, at least, we are trying to make a conceptualized proposal concrete by creating platforms to solve conflicts between Malaysia and Indonesia. What I mentioned here is about cyber conflicts. So the future works is that how we would able to integrate the legal, political, and technical approaches to tackle those, those areas who have less attention from the world. So I would like to end my presentation with a quote again, because I love quote. Negotiating in cyber diplomacy is like updating software. What did I mean? Everybody agrees that it is necessary, but people often neglect to do it or even avoid it. So I hope that after this presentation, maybe you know someone who works in this area, there will be a little bit more motivation to push that update button, to do the cyber diplomacy in a concrete way, in a good way to solve real world cybersecurity problems. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you very much. Thank you for a very wonderful presentation. And now, as I will go for a question answer, anyone has a question for this presentation?
I have a question.
Yes.
Very nice detailed people just now. If you could share with us the technique that you use and the tools to grab all the data that you share, number one. And number two is there are very compete between the hackers, those who work on attacking in the cyber issues. Ethical cyber issue with the ethical and
Unethical.
Yes.
Yes.
So, if the for those who are advanced in the attacking, they will counter the ethical people on the manage the cyber issues. If the how to say the ethical cyber enemy can work advance of the unethical, so they are better than unethical. So this is the competition between the two parties.
Yes.
So how to, in order to solve this problem, to make sure that, maybe from your experience, to make sure that the ethical is always win.
Okay, thank you very much for the question. How to make sure that ethical always win? Okay, I will I will answer the first question first. Okay, about the technique, how we grab the data. So as we mentioned earlier, that we curated 34 keywords, and for us, because we conduct this research with 4 brains, so we divided those works by 4, and we literally read those documents and generate the keywords with our own. So that for each works, we generate specific keywords because we don't.
So every single person have their own keyword.
Yes, and then we conduct a triangulation to verify whether the keywords coming from me is also validated coming from Andi Yusuf, and so on and so on and so on. And those keywords, we use POS keyword, the tools to make the graph, so that so that we can cluster it in a nice way with color and so on. And that's the technique and the tools. About the second question, it's actually intriguing. How to make sure the ethical hackers always win? I don't know. Because frankly speaking, in Indonesia itself, I mentioned to Mr. Sarbini earlier that for the past five years, we experienced more than 4 billion anomaly traffic. And for I'm not talking about ethical and unethical, but let's say defender and offender, right? So the offensive power is the one who create those anomaly traffic, and the defensive power is the one who has to prevent those anomaly traffics from creating more impacts. And there is something unfair about this, you know. Those offenders only need one successful attack to compromise and make a huge impact, while we, as the defender, need to defend on 4 billion attack. Like, I don't know, because we are trying to incorporate more tools like using AI and so on and so on. But there are obstacles like false positive and limitation on the analysis power of the tools. So I don't really know how to make sure, sir. But Indonesia have a good program. Well, I'm Indonesian, so I would say that this is good. So in the National Cyber and Crypto Agency, we have a program called a Voluntary Vulnerability Identification and Protection Program. This program is not addressed to create gaps between the ethical and the unethical. But what we're trying to do is incorporating by embracing those unethicals to be ethical. So we embrace them. We give a lot of attention for them, like capacity building, training, and so on.
Through education.
Through education and many forms of attention. Yeah, so that the potential offender would help us in some way to defend. So I would say that this is one good approach, but I don't know whether this is the best approach or not. I talked with my friends from Korea. They have a program called Best of the Best. Yeah, Best of the Best is a specific program to scout, to scout those unethical to be ethical with a lot of incentive and something like that. But because I see a lot of similar approach from many countries, so I think this is at some extent can answer your question, but I don't really, know the answer. So,
Thank, thank you. Thank you very much for a very
Thank you so
So
comprehensive.
much, and I need to add that our organization is really the victim of these attacks, and these attacks happen from Indonesia. Last time, Dr.
Oh.
Ahmed, do you remember that our journal website was like reshaped with different things, and that was really very bad. And every time it happened from Indonesia, I'm really very worried about our website. So
Being as a defender side, what is the biggest challenge like you as a defender side facing?
Yeah. Should I comment that?
That
Yes.
one,
Thank you very much,
all
sir.
organizations are vulnerable to the attacks. Even the banks are not spared. So
issue is the ethical and unethical.
Yes. So, being the defender, the biggest obstacles is that we have a very limited resources in terms of the manpower, because at some extent, Indonesia is an archipelagic nation, a big nation with more than 280 millions of people with different ideas, culture, and so on and so on. As a defender, we have to incorporate all of this, not only the technical, but also the social aspect of the human itself to be able to really secure the digital ecosystem. So this is one of the biggest challenges, and that's why I'm really interested to go astray, not to talk with machine, but to talk with real people, to solve the social side problems of cybersecurity.
thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
No, I just want to know, because I'm the victim,
Okay.
So I
Well,
want to know
sir.
why it's like happening recently, very frequently from Indonesia, not from other countries.
Okay. Thank you very much for the information, sir. But technically speaking, we cannot really believe what we see, because cyber is anonymous in nature. We can use proxies, we can use a lot of technique to mask. There is a term, false flag operation. Maybe Mr. Charbonnier looks like as the one who attacked me, but it's actually Dr. Ahmad, because Dr. Ahmad used proxies to mask so that it looks like Mr. Charbonnier is the one who attacked. So, but sir, if you're really convinced that it is coming from Indonesia, then I will give you my WhatsApp number and let's solve it.
We are moving.
Because on
we
our
are moving
website,
ahead
they
to
are
the-
promoting Indonesian products.
We are moving ahead to the next presentations through our and
I think that's all from the in-person session.
no,
we have one more.
we have an arrival.
Okay.
Yes.
The third one.
Thanks. And actually, we are waiting for your presentation. Would you like to present?
Oh, your turn.
It's actually
My turn is up. It's actually your turn. Okay.
Is it 586? Am I right?
You present your certificate.
Yes.
586 or 583?
Certificates. Okay. When we have a picture.
Nothing you said as the background?
Yes, please. He is leaving, so
Okay.
please you can save your presentation and
The clicker or I just send here.
Just prepare. Okay. 1, 2, and 3. First line, 1, 2, and 3. Okay. With your opponent. Okay. Oh, sorry, it got. All right. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Good enough. Thank you so much.
Please, sir, you can proceed.
Oh, I can proceed.
Yeah. Because we have most of the participants online through.
Oh, okay. Most they are joined as a hybrid.
Yes, you
Okay.
have uploaded on the Zoom, right? Sure.
No way.
No.
So
Let me
which
put
ID
the-
is this? Can you please mention the ID number?
Hold on a second. We are sharing the slides with you. No, this is not yours. This is your slide.
That's my company.
Share. Okay, sir.
I'm never going to now 100.
All right. Good morning. All the audience in the room and other audience in the room online. Glad to meet you. My name is Charles Wang. I'm from Curtin University, but I also teach in Curtin Business School in Singapore. I overheard that one of our participant audience just presented today also from Taiwan. Yeah, so actually I'm originally from Taiwan too. So nice to meet you. Yeah, I'm currently staying in Singapore. So a bit about myself. I teach economic and the business in Curtin University, but I also teach in Curtin Business School in Singapore, so very near Jakarta. So that's why I'm here. I decided to visit here to present this on site. My research field mostly focus on business economics, entrepreneurship, and the political economy or public policy, particularly concerning business regulation by the government. So I'm going to talk about my research for this project. So this project is to examine the role of policy network on regulatory compliance. So because the traditional approach for studying regulatory compliance focus much on deterrence, like a crime punishment. So it's like a government has to capture those so-called, in the old day called white collar crime. But that kind of literature has great limitations because empirical evidence does not suggest strongly about the effect of deterrence-based regulatory approach. So my findings should have important insight and the implication concerning economic and the political study about business regulation. So let me talk about a bit about traditional approach to business regulation. So if basically focus much on rational choice perspective, like a Baker's seminal study, that government will have to rely on enforcement to ensure the compliance, because there will be great incentive for the regulated firm to evade the law for their economic interest. However, if the enforcement is credible, the rational firm will comply with the law after they rationally calculate the cost and benefit of compliance. They will find that compliance is in their best interest because the cost of getting caught, the expected cost of getting caught and getting punished will be heavier than the benefit of non-compliant or violation. So basically, the empirical literature does not fully support the rational choice approach or the crime and punishment approach. Okay, but there are a lot of other research that suggests why the firm may not comply with the law. So one of the approach from the political side and the rational public choice approach is the rent-seeking behavior. That means government will be captured by interest group. And this is particularly true for the literature developed in the United States, because United States is a very strong interest group. Another one is mostly from the public management and the public policy literature, which suggests a wide variety of the reason for implementation failure, such as Terry Mo's famous study about the administrative resource scarcity and some managerial conflict by organizational scholar, or we economics focus a lot on asymmetry information. We also focus on the different problems caused by bureaucratic discretion, such that they have all is similar to something they call the gold conflict in I just mentioned. But what I'm going to focus more on today is so-called the lack of information in facing complex regulation. Because nowadays a lot of government regulation are highly complex and complicated, such that the regulative firm, they may not have full information to comply. It's not that they intentionally to violate the law. It could be that they don't have expertise or they don't have experience to comply with the law. So a new approach is to provide information to guide them to be cooperative with the government regulation through sharing of the information. So here come with the importance of the network, because in social study, in the most maybe recent 2 decades, a huge literature on social network has been extended to the study of business. And in the literature, there are 2 major kinds of network. The first kind of network is some kind of bonding network, such the famous book by Putnam saying people were bonding together, they will build a social capital of America. Okay, so this will build a trust and improve the government performance. Okay, so there are huge literature about this from sociology, economic study of the network. Also the Nobel Prize winner, the Austrian, also suggests that collective action can be solved with a network form, network social norm. However, my focus on the network function is somewhat different. I will focus more on information diffusion that's through the network. So it's not a strong type of the network. So it's more like the study that focus on people know different kind of people. So in order to get more diverse source of the information, they will help them to make a decision with a different perspective. So one of the classic study like Glovento, the strength of weak tie, focus on people know very different kind of people are more likely to get job in the job market. Or the Romberg study about the structural whole, which focus on what kind of entrepreneur attribute is more successful. Okay, so this also is similar to the emerging literature about the small world phenomena. People know each other through some information shortcut. So this kind of bridging or boundary spanning network can help entrepreneur to know more information, can improve their expertise and the experience to improve organizational performance, and also know more about government regulation. So extending from this literature, so I'm going to use the idea of the social network and the network capital or key position holder in business. It will help them to prepare for government regulation. So the main proposition for this study is that the knowledge and information held by the key position holder in organization can help them to develop cooperative strategy in dealing with the government. Okay, so the policy work in this approach, therefore, will work like a supplementary approach to the traditional punishment or deterrence-based regulatory enforcement. So the basic idea of this framework is that the dependent variable is a firm reply to government regulation, including their compliance and the other organizational performance measure. Okay, but I also had the most important independent variable is a network measure. So for example, the heterogeneity among the information source. Okay, the link to the important structural whole, such as the policy expert. This is hypothesized to improve their compliance, but we also have some other control variable like the risk attitude. So the very straightforward, the more risk averse or a person, they are more likely to feel the fear of being caught, so therefore more likely to comply. And the other control variable like organizational capacity and experience of the business managers.
Sorry for interruption. We have 3 more minutes, so please conclude. Thank you.
3 more minutes.
3-4 minutes.
3 more minutes.
Okay, so therefore with this hypothesis, I test the case study of the Singapore case. Why the Singapore case? Because it's drastically different from the main literature. Okay, so most of you know that Singapore has a very strong government and weak political influence. So I collect data by base with a unique database that integrate both survey data. I use the survey data and the MOM's EA directory to get all the government statistics about the regulatory firm. In this case, the employment agency that bring foreign labor to Singapore to work for Singapore employer. And it is very heavily regulated by the Singapore government. Okay, so with this, I have okay. So this is my measurement for each variable. So I'm going to skip this part. I'm going to talk about the methodology. So the first one is just a simple probing model for compliance. Okay, so the key independent variable is the network and the enforcement by the government to see whether or not enforcement will be enhanced with the network. The second variable is already probing model is the customer's rating, which is actually a bit unique in Singapore because in Singapore, those customers, they hire the foreign labor through the employment agency. The government will ask them to supply the rating for the employment agency. So it's not purely market-based, voluntary or rating. So therefore, it's quite unique venues through which we can get a lot of data because the government will chase those employers to provide rating for employment agencies. Okay, then there is a audit probing model. The higher the rank, such file is fully satisfied. One is they are not very happy about the agency's service. The third one is just OLS model. They combine the different measures for the performance of the firm, including like a replacement rate, takeover rate, and the retention rate. So it's a factor loading model and standardized. So it just run an OLS model for these. For this analysis. So I'm going to skip my statistical result or econometric analysis. Okay, I just show you one. So this one is show you the interaction effect that usually when you see the risk attitude is getting more averse about the risk, they are going to be more compliant. But however, this effect of the risk attitude of business decision maker will be enhanced or reinforced with the capital of the network. Okay, so that means when a decision maker is able to experience or knowing more diverse information about regulation, then they are even more likely to comply with the government regulation. So my model support the impact that network diversity or entrepreneur have actually positive impact on regulatory compliance. And the risk preference is consistent with the literature to affect their decision. The network diversity is found to be useful in moderating, or more specifically put, to reinforce the impact of risk preference or the innovation or the compliance. Okay, so enforcement, the traditional approach by the government, deter and decrease the probability of violation. Those firms who are inspected or audited by the government in recent 3 years, they are more likely to comply than those who have never been audited or inspected. Okay, so I conclude with a few limitations. So I think my one major limitation of my study is that more effort need to be put into think about the improvement of network measurement. So my network measure is based on survey, which cannot be perfect measure, but to get the real relationship based measure of the network, we need more work to be done. And the future work may also be put into exploring the influence network on other policy outcomes rather than simply compliance. Okay, Thank you very much for attention. So I look forward to your feedback, comment, and suggestion. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for the presentation. Do we have any questions for this presentation?
Yeah.
I'm very interested in your paper.
Uh-huh.
It's similar than my topic.
Oh, okay.
But can you talk about how many data are in your study?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I don't have time to talk about the detail. I think there are more than 2,000 firms in Singapore. They deal with the customer to help them hire foreign worker. So I do the random sampling, due to the time constraint. So the response rate to be updated is about 20+%. So therefore the sample size is roughly about 300. Okay. Yes. Yeah. So I try to eliminate the selection bias because I worry that only those who we keep chasing them will reply. Yeah. Okay. So we actually check for the different attribute of the respondent. So we want to make sure they are located in different location in Singapore, number one. Number two, we also look at the size. We don't want all the respondents are those small firms. We want to have a good representation of the population. So we have both good and the median and the large size firm to be included. Yes. Yeah. Thank you.
One more question. Thank you very much, sir. I'm really interested in your research because, but not in the result, but I'm more interested in the characteristic of the network itself.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I can relate that the entrepreneurial network at some extent can influence enforcement. I can relate just logically. Yeah. Because there are a lot of theories talking about that peer pressure and something like that.
Yes.
So what I'm interested is that what is the main characteristic of the Singaporean entrepreneurial networks,
Okay.
so that it can result with such a significant.
Okay, so the theoretical underpinning for this one is that there are two kinds of network. One kind of network is that everyone bonding to each other. So you build a strong network, so I can trust you. Whenever I borrow money from you, you will lend the money to me. But later you want to borrow a broom from me, I will lend it to you.
Yeah.
Okay, this focus on reciprocity or mutual trust. But that's not the network I'm focusing on here. The network I'm focusing on here is actually, say, 5 people, all the 5 people, they are friends to each other. So therefore, when you get the information from them, you get the same information.
Okay.
So it's not very helpful for you to find other perspective. So the network I'm dealing with here is the diversity. So on the other hand, say, Tom also know 5 different people. Those 5 different people, they don't know each other. So they have a different background. One is a banker, one is a government official, one is a researcher, okay? One is an engineer, one is a lawyer. So they all give different background about the thing Tom is interested. So in this case, Tom decision-making will be more comprehensive. Then say, Jack also know 5 people. All the 5 people are lawyers. So they all give a lawyer perspective only. So that's put it simple in this way. The more you are able to be exposed to the diverse but relevant information, your decision making will be more accurate and more effective. Yeah, and less likely to make error. Okay.
Thank you so much. One more question. So what is the real characteristic of the communication, whether they are like, to be like this style, like they go to one place and then talk, or they have a certain group or a platform.
Very good.
Very
good. Like yeah. So this is a matter of the research design, how to measure the network attribute. So this is a composite measure. So we basically, a few things we consider, whether number one, so for example, whether or not the regulated firm, they attend the regular briefing by the government. So they can get you this as a platform of venue to meet each other. They can discuss. Number two is that are they the membership? Are they the regular membership of the professional association? Like AES, so association or employment agency in Singapore. So if they are regular membership, they will get the newsletter, they will attend the meeting, they will get more information. This also part of the network. But this is just a objective measure, whether or not they attend the meeting, whether or not they are the membership of the professional association. But in the survey, you also ask them, say, for example, I will ask you, can you give me 3 names? It can be any, just a first name. I don't need a full name. And you tell me through which you discuss your business when you need to face the government. Okay, so the 3 names given, say Tom, Jack, and Stephen. Then I will ask, is Tom, who is Tom? Is Tom your colleague, your friend, or it's a close friend, or is totally different business? So we want to measure whether or not the discussion network is very central on only same group of people, or say the 3 different people are all from 3 different backgrounds. One is lawyer, one is accounting, and or one is other businessman. So that the more diverse the network he or she can discuss, and we will hypothesize that the business has the more information to deal with the government.
Thank you so much, sir.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you for your time.
Yeah. Put it up.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, so I think that's
From the online, does anyone has a question for this presentation?
I think
Didn't
no
heard any
question.
question from their side.
Yeah.
Well, now moving ahead to the our online session. So from Dr. Shakir.
Yeah, so we are moving toward the online session, and the first paper ID is 581. The paper title is Factor Influencing External Auditors' Intention to Adopt E-Editing, the Moderating Role of Technological Self-Efficacy, to be presented by Saif Obeid Al-Shaibil. Are you available? 581. Paper ID 581. Okay, so maybe this is a video presentation he or she he already sent. So I'm moving toward the next one. The paper ID is 589, and the paper title is TikTok Platforms Features and Audience Engagement, a Content Analysis of Neurodiversity Influencer Video about Attention Deficit Hyperactivity Disorder, to be presented by Hao Zhang.
Yeah, I'm here. Hello, doctor. Can you see my slides?
Yes, please proceed.
Okay. Hi, good afternoon, everyone. I'm Hao Zhang from the Department of Media and Communication Studies, University Malaya. It's a great honor for me to be here to present my title, Influencer Profiles and Audience Engagement, a content analysis of neurodiversity influencer videos about attention deficit hyperreactivity disorder, ADHD. So first of all, let me introduce what my study is. So this is a study to explain the influencer profiles of ADHD influencers' TikTok videos and social media engagements. And I would like to use the content analysis of 205 videos to investigate the current trends and relationships between with the audience engagements based on the videos by the ADHD neurodivergent influencers. And this finding aims to deepen the understanding of mental health communication on social media and offer some practical insights for ADHD content creators. So what is ADHD? Attention deficit hyperactivity is a neurodevelopmental disorder characteristics by inattention, hyperactivity, or impulsivity, and it also accompanied by some strength traits such like creativity. And based on the research statistic data, there are around like 8 to 10% of the audience adult are diagnosed with ADHD. And social media influencer refers to those people who are producing personal stories and reviews of a service to shape online communication. And it could be categorized to 4 different tiers based on the number of followers, which is the mega influencer, macro, micro, and nano influencer. And mental health influencer refers to those social media influencers who are raising the awareness and providing support for mental health community. And neurodivergent as one of the very popular terms around what emphasizing the strengths-based perspectives of mental health and learning difference that embrace the neurological diversity and appreciate how we function differently. So ADHD neurodivergent influencers refers to those mental health influencers who focus on ADHD from a neurodivergent approach by sharing their experience of lived experience of ADHD or the professional insights. So here are some problem statements. First of all, the previous research indicate that there are lots of misleading information from the accounts and videos on various social media platforms around ADHD. And the people are more likely to go to the online to seek some physical or the psychological help. So there is a high risk for those people who either not finding the answers or getting the misleading information due to this low quality information videos about ADHD. And there are less research on ADHD accounts and videos on TikTok. Even with the increasing number of neurodiversity, the mental health or ADHD accounts and videos on social media. And influencer profiles is playing a very important role in affecting the audience cognitive and behavior. So this is an attempt to explore the relationships between the influencer profiles of ADHD accounts and videos and social media engagements on TikTok. So here is my methodology. So this page illustrates how my data was collected. So you can see that my data was at the very first beginning, I just start with the account searching. The accounts was based on the TikTok Malaysian databases. And I input the keywords ADHD and the full name of ADHD, attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. And I used the 2 approach to search the accounts. The first one is non-logging accounts to avoid any personalized recommendations from the TikTok. And second, I used my personal account to the login account to search the keywords. And after deleting all the duplicate accounts, we've finally got our 771 accounts. And based on all these accounts, we scan these accounts one by one to ensure that the accounts are ADHD specifically, which means that this account only published the ADHD relevance content, and this is the English accounts. And the influencer should at least a nano influencer, which means that they have to at least more than 1,000 followers. So finally, we got our 12 eligible accounts, and then we scan all the videos in this 12 accounts and pick up the top 10% of the videos in each account based on the number of views, which indicate they are more popular. And finally, we got our final videos, which is the number of 205. And for the code book, because this is the content analysis, we will analyze the influencer profiles. Based on the previous research, we develop the influencer profiles from 3 aspects, 3 variables. The influencer names include the real name or the handle name, influencer type, whether they are ADHD professionals or ADHD pairs, and tiered of influencers include the mega, macro, and nano influencer. And then we compare whether there is a difference between each variables regarding the audience engagement, including the number of followers, views, likes, comments, clicks, and engagement rates. So here are some key findings. The first one is the descriptive findings. In terms of influencer names, we can see that most of the videos, the influencer, you prefer to use the real name rather than their handle name. And for the influencer types, we can see most of the videos comes from the ADHD peers who are sharing their lived experience of ADHD, or they are the family members or friends or relatives to the ADHD individuals, rather than the ADHD professionals, which means that they are the for example, the ADHD psychologist or the ADHD experts. So in terms of the tiered influencers, we can see that the macro influencer occupy most, and followed by the micro influencers. And the nano influencers is 22%, and the mega influencer is the least part of tiered influencer. And the second step, we give the strategic analysis to test whether there is a significant difference between the different influencer names and whether there is a significance between the different influencer types. The Mann-Whitney Yu test result shows that the p-value is significant, which means that both the influencer name and influencer type are a significant difference regarding the social media engagement rates. And we can see that the
Sorry for
influencer.
interruption. You have 3 more minutes, so please be
Okay.
conclusive. Thank you.
Yeah. So the influencer who use their handle name have a better social media engagements, and ADHD pairs have a better social media engagements. And the tier influencer, there is a significant difference between the different tier influencer, except the nano and micro and mega and macro. So here is a mini discussion regarding the result. So handles outperform the real names, emphasize the importance of the anonymity and the branding, because anonymity associated with handles may arouse the curiosity, and ADHD relevance handles make easier for the users to find the content they are looking for. And ADHD pairs outperform the professionals, emphasis in the autistic citizen, improve the users' interactions, and the audience are more drawn to the lived experience content. And a mega and a macro influencer outperform the lower tiers. So to make a conclusion, so ADHD neurodivergent influencers are commonly used ADHD handles to enhance the audience engagement, and ADHD pairs, rather than professionals, have reserved the higher engagement. And even though the macro and micro influencer dominate ADHD focused, but the macro influencer achieve greater audience interactions. So this study provides strategic recommendations for ADHD content creators to enhance public awareness and understanding of ADHD, which means that if you would like to be one of the ADHD content creators in the future or ADHD influencers in the future, to use the handle name on your profiles or to share your lived experience of ADHD is a better choice. Yeah, so that's all for my presentation. Thanks so much for listening. Yeah.
Thank you so much for presenting your research findings. I think we still need to stick to the question and answers after the presentation. So if there are any question from the on-site as well as online participants regarding this presentation, or if you have any suggestions or comments or questions. Okay, if no, then we can keep it for later as well. And I will move ahead with another presentation. That's 062. And the title is When Traditional Intelligible Cultural Heritage Meets Modern Brands, Marketing Strategy Analysis of the Beauty Brand Flourishes, to be presented by Ching Xia Zhao, 062.
Yes.
Okay, please go ahead.
Okay.
062.
Okay, wait. Okay, can you see me? Can
Yes,
you see my PPT?
please
Okay.
proceed.
Hello everyone. Thank you for joining me today. My name is Qingxia Zhao. I'm from Chiang Mai University, Thailand. Today my research topic is when traditional intangible cultural heritage meets modern brands. A marketing strategy analysis of the beauty brand flourishes. I'm sorry. Please wait a moment. I cannot see my PPT.
It's visible here. We can see it.
Yeah, but I cannot see it. Yeah.
Yeah, reshare your screen, please.
Okay, this is my research topic. When traditional intangible cultural heritage meets modern brands, a marketing strategy analysis of the beauty brand flourishes. And in this, let's start with the background information. In recent years, the rapid growth of the Chinese ICH consumption in the e-commerce market. According to the ICH e-commerce consumption report 2023 and the Taobao and the Tmall platforms, from this graph, we can see from the 2020 to 2023, the growth rate of ICH consumption. So the total transaction value exceeded 100 billion yuan for the first time in 2023, an increase of 37.7%. And also for the growth rate of the number of ICH consumers, 249 million people purchased ICH-related products and the Taobao platform in 2023, an 11.7% increase from the previous year. And the next one is the growth rate of the number of ICH merchants. The number of ICH merchants reached 36,000 in 2023, or a 70.6% increase compared to the previous year. So from this number shows that the ICH consumption is growing very fast on e-commerce platforms. As a result, more and more brands are now using the ICH elements to stand out in the market. But most brands are still in the early stages of exploring the field of ICH. The current research on ICH is focused on tourism and offline sectors. For example, many research talks about the protection and inheritance of the ICH resources, and develop ICH tourism resources and pay attention to the sustainable development of ICH tourism. And there are also some researcher studies the relationship between ICH and consumers' travel intention. But we still don't know too much about the ICH with brand marketing and ICH cultural marketing in the e-commerce market. So this study explores the marketing strategies of the modern Chinese beauty brand flourishes, particularly its ICH marketing strategies, providing useful advice for brands that want to use ICH elements and offers new ideas and methods for future research in ICH cultural marketing. So next part is my the next part is my research questions. The first one is what are the successful marketing strategies of fluorescence? The second one is how does fluorescence integrate ICH elements into its marketing strategies? The last one is what strategies can other brands adopt to enhance their brand competitiveness and draw from the experience of ICH marketing? So this part I will introduce the CBB model that I want to use and my research method. The CBB model explores how strong brand equity is built step by step in the minds of consumers, from brand awareness to deep emotional connection and loyalty. So this model has 4 levels: the brand awareness, brand association, brand response, and brand resonance.
Sorry for
And
interruption. You have 3 more minutes, so please be close here. Okay, thank you.
I will use the content analysis. This study uses 34 news reports and academic literature to analyze the fluorescence, the marketing strategy practice through content analysis. So this is the reason why I choose the fluorescence, because fluorescence is a leading Chinese e-commerce brand founded in 2017, and since its establishment, it has focused on Eastern aesthetics and Chinese traditional culture as its core brand identity. So now it is also one of the most successful brands in using ICH elements in branding. There are some the products pictures with ICH technologies like lipstick, eyeshadow, and powders. And the next part is the case study, like the fluorescence use social media marketing both in Douyin and the Literate book, the Chinese social media to in the market, and also use the KOL marketing to promote the ICH elements in their products.
Sorry to interrupt you. Firstly, you have 3 minutes to conclude. Secondly, your slides are not moving; is still statics actually. Can you move your slide? Can you move your slides to the one you are reading now?
Move to which one?
Your slides are not moving at all. It's still
Move it to the current one, which you are reading now.
Next slide.
This one, brand association.
This is a PDF reader, or PPT. Oh no.
Can you see the brand association, the page?
Yeah, but in the Zoom we cannot see your slides.
But I can see it. Why?
Okay, please go ahead with your
presentation
presentation.
mode.
Okay, please go ahead.
Okay, so for the brand association, the fluorescence create ICH cultural stories. For example, integration of ICH graphs and product design, co-branding and cross-industry collaboration, and culture and advertising promotion. And for the brand responses, they used the ways like perceived quality and brand premier strategies, and they also use the multi-channel interaction and user co-creations. And for the fluorescence, the global expansion, they use the social media, KOL marketing, and expanding international e-commerce platforms. They also use the cross-cultural marketing and localization strategies. And by integrating the Chinese culture into the product design and collaborating with local influences to strengthen the emotional connections. So for the insights for other brands, they can use the digital transformation
Please
and
go to the
cultural.
conclusion. Thank you. Please, can you go to the conclusion?
This is the conclusion, the insights for other brands.
Okay.
From the experience, they provide the experience for the other brands. So okay.
Yes. Proceed. Conclusion. please.
Can you see the conclusion? The PPT, can you see it?
I can't see anything. Just I can see the first
We-
slide, but just please read it. Yeah, read it loud. That we can just listen to it. Yeah.
Okay, the last one is the insights for other brands. So the other brands can learn the experience from the case, the Florence's, to how to do their ICH, the marketing strategy. They can use the digital transformation and the research and development and the innovation, and also use the global cross-cultural strategies and cultural differentiation. That's it. That's my presentation. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much for sharing your research findings. If there is any questions, comments or suggestions from other participants, you can just share it now, and then we will proceed to the next one. Okay, 06. Okay, so the next presenter, I think there is no question or suggestion. We will move to the next presenter, 062 and 065. The paper ID is 065. Can you please mute yourself? Thank you. Okay, so the next paper ID 065 and the paper title is Digital Empowerment and Identity Exclusion, Analyzing China's First Egg Freezing Case for Single Woman Using Cyborg Indifferent Patterns Theory, to be presented by Qing Hai Zhao. 065.
Okay, Professor, I'm here, but I saw on the chat, the number ID 596. She want to go ahead because she had the class, so I can go next one or I can go first.
So she is not available?
Oh,
No, she is available. She is giving a turn to someone else, 596, because she has a class. 596 wanted to present first.
yes,
The last
because in the chat,
the last presentation.
Yes,
So
can I
the
present first or I have to wait at the last one? I think I'm number 20, so maybe I have to take a long time.
If the
And-
other participant doesn't have any issue and they allow you because you have an excuse, you have a class, so we
yes,
don't have
I
a problem.
I can go behind. That she can go first. I mean the five. Yes, she can go first. I can later.
065, I still don't know. 065 is not available. Am I right?
Yes, I'm available. I can go go next.
I don't know.
Dr.
So you
Dr.
wanna give
Shakir.
your turn? Huh?
Dr. Shakir.
Mhm.
065 is available, but she is allowing the last presenter because the last presenter has requested she has a class.
Yes, exactly. I
You
can go
understand?
next.
So
Yes.
now we are allowing the last
Okay.
presenter.
Okay. Please go ahead. The last one. 05596. Am I right?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Go ahead, please.
Okay, can you see my slides right now?
Yes, I will.
Okay, today my topic is performance analysis of the oil-free two-stage twin-spool air compressor with different kind of gear ratios. This is the content I'll talk about today. Our introduction first and the research method, the model establishing, findings and conclusion. Okay, first I'll explain why we're using the oil-free air compressor, because the high purity and clean compressed air is using in the industry right now, like the electronics, food processing, and the precision manufacturing industry. They all use the high purity clean air. So we're using the oil-free compressor. And then why we're using the two-stage? Because the two-stage air compressor usually has a better compression efficiency. That means it uses the less energy to cost while during the operation of the air compressor. Here is the research method I do. First, I'll determine the compressor specifications like the insert pressure, temperature, and the output temperature and pressure. After that, we will do the theoretical thermodynamic analysis. By the principle of the conservation of mass, the first stage of the air compressor has the same mass flow rate with the second stage. So after that, we can get the theoretic discharge temperature and the isentropic power by the software our lab do. Then after the numerical analysis we did, we will establish the geometrical model of the twin rotor. Then after we get the 2D rotor profile, we can establish the 3D model by SolidWorks. Here is the method that we generate the 2D model. We will use the ceiling line of the rotor to generate the rotor profile. And the ceiling line is the line that the male rotor and the female rotor, when they match together, they will get the ceiling line. Then we will calculate this, the characteristic of the twin rotor of the length of the contact line, blowhole area, and the intertooth area. And also we will calculate about the suction and exhaust post. Also, the clearance analysis is important to prevent them when the rotor are operating, they will not suck together. Here is the picture that shows that the characteristic of the rotor. The main of the one I put it in the red box is a blowhole area, the exhaust port, and the contact line and axial suction port. The finding in this paper is that the air compressor only use one stage. The annual electricity cost is about 56 million NT dollars a year. And if we use the two-stage air compressor with the best one, with annual electricity cost is about 52 million a year. So it has a lot saving in the cost of the electricity. Also, we will use the specific power to find the best combination of the different gear ratios. The optimal gear ratio combination we find is the first stage we use in the 4-6 rotor, and the second stage we use the 5-6 rotors. And the annual cost of the electricity is also less than the others. Here is the conclusion. So it is obviously, the two-stage twin-screw rotor compressor offers the higher efficiency and energy saving advantage than the single-stage compressor. So the future work we will make more effort on the two-stage compressor. With the next conclusion is that optimal efficiency gear ratio combination. That first stage using the 4:6 and second stage used to 5:6. Then we will use this combination to get more details in the futures. Okay, this is my presentation. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much for sharing your research findings. If there is any question, comment, or suggestion from other participants.
And the conclusion, you have a mention about the higher efficiency.
Yes.
Yeah, but specifically did not have you mention the percentage and efficiency. How higher is the efficiency of the two-stage twin screw compressor offers? Is it a 10% higher, 20% higher, 20, 30% higher?
You mean in this we use the standard called the specific power is for the air compressor. And
yeah, how higher the efficiency they are offering? 5-point optimal gear ratio. That's the gear ratio. So where is the efficiency?
Efficiency. I didn't show the efficiency in my slides.
Yeah,
It's
but you
the
also specifically did not mention how higher is the efficiency.
Yes, because that's lots of data, so I didn't put all of it on my slides.
I just wanted to know how higher is the efficiency.
I have mentioned before that I'll get the isentropic efficiency right. Is the isentropic efficiency is the one I assume that I have to achieve like 7% of efficiency. I assume that then I can calculate the shaft power of the compressor. And with the shaft power of the compressor and divided it with the flow rates that I wanted the air compressor to achieve, I can get the efficiency. But I didn't show the efficiency results on my slide.
But you did achieve the higher efficiency.
What do you mean?
Thank you. Thank you for your presentation. Thank you. I have no more questions.
Okay.
Thank you so much. Okay, so we move ahead with the next presenter. We skipped and that's 065. Can you please come to share your screen? 065. Yeah,
yes,
please.
I'm here. Thank you. I will share my PowerPoint.
Yeah, please.
Can you see my PowerPoint now?
Yes, it's visible. Please go ahead.
Okay. Yes. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining me today. My name is Qing'ai from Chiang Mai University, and now I'm a PhD student in social science. And I will present my research titled Digital Empowerment and Identity Inclusion, Analysis China's First Agri-freezing Case for a Single Woman, using cyborg and differential pattern theory. In this talk, I will describe how digital technologies are portrayed as empowering tools while also reinforcing identity inclusions using insight from the cyborg theory and the differential pattern theories. Here's an overview of my presentation. I will begin by setting the context and briefly introducing the topic. I will then review the relevant literature and describe the theoretical framework that integrates cyborg and differential pattern theories. And next, I will provide the case analysis of the China's first egg freezing case for single women, looking at the legal and policy discourse, digital media narratives, and then the role of the transnational networks. I will then discuss the broader implications of the digital empowerment and identity inclusion, concluding with a summary and future research directions. And I will leave the time for questions at the end. So let's start from the background and the context. In recent years, the rapid advancement of the digital and productive technologies has fundamentally reshaped how individuals, especially women, make decisions about their bodies and futures. One particularly striking development is egg freezing, which allows the women to extend their biological fertility timelines. However, these similar expectations of the productive autonomy coexisted with the deeply embedded legal, social, and cultural constraints. In China, these tensions came to the forefront in a landmark legal case where an unmarried woman challenged the state-imposed restrictions on egg freezing. This case forms the starting point of my research, which explores how digital empowerment in sectors with identity inclusion is asked, can technology truly liberate us, or does it simply reinforce the older forms of the control in a new ways? Now let's turn to the literature review. The literature that informs the theoretical backbones of this study, my review is organized into the three major standards: digital empowerment, reproductive justice, and cyborg theory as it intersects with the identity politics. These domains help frame the competing force of the control and autonomy in the lives of the single women navigating egg freezing and reproductive technology in China. Firstly, the digital empowerment. Once Article 2024 presented the concept of the electoral empowerment in the context of the participatory censorship in Chinese social media, users believe that they are participating or resisting, but they are reinforcing platform power structures. Similarly, Kushila and colleagues dominate how AI-based reproductive health tools will appearing empowering, often reflected embodied algorithmic bias and server institutional control rather than the individual autonomy. Next one is the productive justice and the cyborg theory. In terms of the reproductive justice, Robert's classic work reminds us that reproductive autonomy is always mediated by race, class, and institutional logics. This critique resonates in the Chinese context, where reproductive choices are shaped by Confucian ethics and the state policies. The Donner-Hatzowitz theory helps us think beyond the binary categories. The cyborg is a hybrid, technological embodied resident, paralleled with Baltimore's work on gendered technologies. We see how digital egg freezing can be both a set of the power and pressure, resisting the biological determinism while grabbing cultural norms. Next one is my theoretical framework. To analyze this case, this study integrated two theoretical perspectives. Firstly, the Donner-Hatzowitz cyborg theory challenges the rigid dichotomy between the human body and the technology. It visited the concept of the cyborg motherhood, where digital identity are actively constructed and remanded. Secondly, the differential pattern theory explains how traditional Chinese social ethics create a structure that categorizes individual on equality. Together, This theoretical theories help us conceptualize what we can call the cloud differential pattern, a term that capture the interplay between the digital platforms and the ethical regulations in shopping and the reproductive rights. Next part is about the case analysis. Firstly, I want to examine the legal and the policy dimensions of this case. The case in question involved the first instance of the single women in China using egg freezing technology. In the just cause
Sorry for
discourse,
interruption. You have 2 more minutes to be concluded, please. So concluded. Okay,
okay.
thank you.
The first dimension is the legal and the policy discourse, and the next is the digital media narratives, and the last part is about the transnational networks and the liquid protested. So based on this, the discussion is the case analysis reveals a paradox at the heart of the digital empowerment. While digital platform provide space for new impressions of the identity, what we tense cyborg motherhood, they also conceal the mechanism of the control that include many legal, social framework continue to enforce the traditional norms, and the refragration empowerment with a limited with that favor established the ethical orders. So this duality is from the concept of the cloud differential pattern, where the modern digital infrastructure replicated historical demonstrate. The finding pointed to the urgent policy implications. Further reforms must aim to reclaim the technological innovation with the ethnic reproductive justice and autonomy. So for the conclusion, I think this study demonstrated that while the digital technology permits empowerment, allowing women to redefine their reproductive features, the simultaneously embed identity inclusion through the justical and the digital mechanism. By integrating cyborg theory with the differential pattern theory, we propose the crowd differential pattern as a new and theoretical framework to understanding these tensions. So further research should explore the competitive perspective in different cultural settings and seek to informal policy reforms that promote more equitable reproductive rights. So our work challenges us to rethink the digital platform as a space for genius empowerment rather than more intentions of the traditional as work regions. So thank you for your attention. Here is my presentation today, and I welcome any questions and comments you may about my paper, the case analysis, and the theoretical framework, and looking forward for your discussion. Thank you.
Thank you so much for sharing your research findings. And if there is any question or suggestion, any comments regarding this presentation, please come forward and ask date or discuss. Okay. Any question? Okay, so I think so far no question. We will go to the next presentation, and the paper ID is 556. The title is Digital Feminism, the Role of Social Media in Shaping Feminist Discourse, to be presented by Ankita Chopra.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning, good afternoon. Yeah, please.
Is my screen visible?
Yeah, it's visible. Please proceed.
Hello. Okay. So the title for my paper is Digital Feminism, the Role of Social Media in Shaping Feminist Discourse. So presented by Ankita Chopra. The second author is Dr. Bhagwat Birari, and the third one is Dr. Preeti Joshi. So I am affiliated to MIT World Peace University, Pune, India. quickly coming to the introduction. So digital feminism blends feminist activism with online platforms, especially social media. These platforms have expanded feminist discourse, making it more accessible, interactive. So how feminism evolved. So from first wave suffrage to third wave intersectionality, feminism has evolved. So the digital age introduced itself in the fourth wave using platforms like Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok for activism and community engagement. So basically, this paper examines the synergy between literature and social media feminism, addressing questions such as how has social media amplified feminist ideologies from English literature? What role do literary narratives play in shaping online feminist discourse? So how digital feminism is linked to literature. So the first one is A Wolf's a Room of One's Own. So she argued for humans' need for intellectual creative space, emphasizing financial independence, and she resonated with digital platforms as a room for expression and advocacy now in the modern times. So social media is equal to more egalitarian space for feminist voices. Second was Gilman's Yellow Paper, Wallpaper. So it critiques silencing, marginalization of women, symbolizing oppression via protagonists' madness. And it connects to hashtag #MeToo campaign, which is women's collective breaking of silence on harassment and abuse. So the digital movements are actually equal to platform for shared storytelling and reclaiming agency. So the historical and current links. So literary works now are part of online feminist conversations. So social media bridges historical struggles and current activism. Feminist literature made it actionable and accessible globally. So now it is basically here in the world because it is on social media. I'm so sorry. So next comes the literature review, which is the foundational text and social media, where I've taken the help from. Intersectionality, diverse voices online. So the foundational feminism, Virginia Woolf's A Room of One's Own, it explores again women's need for financial independence and intellectual freedom, and it highlights barriers to education and intellectual pursuits. Gilman's The Yellow Wallpaper, it's an allegory of women's confinement in patriarchal systems, and it critiques silencing of women and psychological toll of oppression. Coming to social media and feminist activism, social media democratizes discourse and enables sharing, challenging sexism, and hashtag #MeToo empowers survivors to share their stories and build solidarity. So now intersectionality. Diverse voices online. So in the digital age, intersectionality is how multiple identities create unique experiences of oppression and privilege. So Toni Morrison's Beloved exemplifies intersection of race, gender, and historical trauma. And Eddie G's We Should All Be Feminists advocates inclusive feminism, recognizing diverse challenges. So the digital campaigns like hashtag Say Her Name, hashtag Disability to White, show intersecting identities shape oppression. Next is theoretical framework, which says feminist literary theory, media and communication theories. So feminist literary theory, which I've taken, it is a paradigm for examining texts through the prism of gender dynamics, which focuses on how literature either reflects, upholds, or challenges patriarchal norms. In the context of the digital age, feminist literary theory extends beyond traditional literary texts to include the reinterpretation of these works within social media discourses. So the platforms such as Twitter, Instagram, TikTok They have allowed users to engage with classical and contemporary literature, reframing narratives to align with modern feminist ideologies. So this interpretation serves not only to revive interest in these works, but also to highlight their relevance to ongoing feminist struggles, creating a very dynamic interplay between literature and digital activism. So moreover, the nature of social media democratizes the feminist literary criticism. Next, the theory which I have used is media and communication theory. The first one is McLuhan's core idea, which was the media is the message. A media is something which shapes how messages are created, delivered, and understood. So the social media context to it was that this theory highlights how digital platforms uniquely influence feminist communication. The key aspects of this particular theme is that first one is brevity and accessibility. So the platforms like Twitter emphasize concise messaging, and feminist ideas are distilled into easily shared sound bites. Virality and amplification. So social media's viral nature amplifies feminist messages widely. Community building. So social media facilitates online feminist groups for discussion and activism, and there are digital limitations also. Accessibility, virality can oversimplify complex ideas. So the methodology which I have used is qualitative content analysis and case studies. So the first one is qualitative content analysis, which in that it analyzes social media text to link feminist literature and online activism. So for example, it examines hashtags like Me Too, Time's Up, Feminist Friday for literary references. And this studies how English literature quotes themes appear in online campaigns. So the case studies which I have like in-depth studied for this, and the examples and on which I am focusing are influencers, activists using literary references, digital campaigns inspired by feminist literature. So the discussion on social media. So first one is bridging literature and activism, and the second is challenges and examples. So the social media as a platform connects feminist literature and activism, changing how texts are used. So the literary excerpts now shared rapidly, for example, on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and the blogs, forums
Sorry
allow...
for interruption. You have 3 more minutes, so you need to conclude it.
Yes.
Thank you.
So the blogs, forums allow in-depth analysis, linking historical context to current issues and the global reach and inclusivity. So social media expands access to feminist literature beyond academia, and digital book clubs, podcasts introduce works to diverse audiences. So memes, visual reinterpretations make themes relatable. So the challenges which are there and examples. So the critiques and limitations. It's performative activism. The echo chambers limit diverse perspectives. So the case study one was Me Too. It is a major campaign against harassment and abuse, and it parallels with Maya Angelou's storytelling. So social media amplified voices, making it a global movement. Second one is feminist book clubs. So now online clubs promote feminist literature and they explore classic modern works. They build a global feminist community. Last is my conclusion. So as the summary says, social media has now revolutionized feminism. So digital platforms have reshaped feminist activities, discourse, and intersectionality, and English literature influences and shapes online feminist discourse. Significance is it demonstrates enduring relevance of feminist principles online. It highlights social media's potential for inclusivity, and it analyzes the link between literary narratives and digital activism. And the future research can be sustainability of online activism, role of algorithms and digital literacy, involving relationship between literature and digital activism. So that is an end. So now the floor is open for question and answers. Thank you.
Thank you so much for sharing your research findings, and we have here the participants. If they have any questions, suggestion, or comments regarding this presentation, please come forward. Yeah, thank you.
Any question? Okay. I have a question.
Yeah.
We have a question for you.
Okay.
Thank you, Chopra. And I don't know whether this is appropriate or not, but I cannot restrain myself from asking whether I'm so curious whether feminism is applicable into female transgender. I mean, if there is a guy identify himself as a woman.
Sorry, sir, your voice is echoing so much I can't hear properly.
Oh. Check.
Can you
Can you
please
hear me
fix this
properly now?
echoing?
I think two people are sitting in the same room and one is not on mute.
Okay.
It is echoing.
It's still echoing?
Yes.
Still echoing?
Now it's fine.
Okay. So yeah. My question is that does feminism apply to a guy who identify himself as a woman, something like that?
Yes. So the basic concern, even my thesis is on that feminism is not just for women. It is for everybody, even if he is a boy, because feminist is identified as gender equality and it is not biased to gender. So there is a book by Bell Hooks which says feminism is for all. So considering it just for women would be wrong. And even my research is on that it is considered for everybody. It was a fight for rights, which is not justified to the gender and not biased to the gender. So yes, if somebody is identifying as any gender, feminism is applicable to everybody. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. I hope she answered your question. And now moving ahead, we have a paper ID 556. That was 556, and now we are coming to 590. And the author is Iman Hanzaz. Are you available? Then we
Yes,
counter heritage fabrics and contemporary urban projects. 596.
Can you see my screen?
Yes, I think so.
No.
No.
Haven't.
Please share your screen. Are you able to share your screen?
I think so. Can you see my screen?
No.
And now?
Still no.
I don't know why it's not working.
Can you send your file to me here in the chat box?
Okay.
Can you share it here in the chat box?
Yes.
Yeah, please share it here. Then I will play for you. I will share the screen.
It's charging.
if it's,
There you
yeah,
have it.
I got it here now. Let's just download it and I'm sharing it. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Just 2 seconds. Okay, it's here, and now I'm coming to share the screen. Is it visible to everyone?
Yes, I can see the screen.
Yeah, now it's visible.
Okay, please go ahead.
Thank you very much. Hi, everyone. I'm honored to be here with you today, and I'm delighted to present my research titled The Encounter Between Heritage Fabrics and Contemporary Urban Projects. And I will be analyzing the case of the urban design of Lele Douna Square in the Old Medina of Fez in Morocco. Next slide, please. Okay, so I am Iman Henzaz, an architect from École Nationale d'Architecture in Morocco. I'm currently a PhD student at Institut National d'Aménagement et d'Urbanisme, and I'm working on topics related to heritage, urban development, housing, and sustainable development. Next slide, please. So urban heritage has become a key consideration today. Its evolution has been rapid over the last years, and a consensus has emerged regarding the need to preserve and enhance it. Dating from the 8th century and inscribed on the UNESCO World Heritage List in 1981, the Medina of Fez provides fertile ground for analyzing the ambiguities and complexities inherent in urban heritage interventions, particularly in light of the Lele Douna Square, which has renewed questioning surrounding the encounter between the old and the new, conservation and development. Next slide, please. You can skip this one. So Lele Douna Square, the slide before, please. Lele Douna Square is the heartbeat of the Medina at the intersection of two parts of the Medina, and it's crossed by Wad al Jawahir, which is the river you are seeing in the above photo. The site comprised 31 buildings, including cultural, valuable hotel and traditional buildings. Prior to rehabilitation, the majority of these buildings were dilapidated. The predominant activity, bracework, occupied 64% of the premises, and the artisans were working under unsanitary conditions, causing significant environmental pollution by discharging heavy metals and toxins into El Jawahir River. Next slide, please. So in 2008, the Moroccan government and USA government signed a compact to modernize key sectors, including handicrafts, and a donation of $43 million was allocated for the Lele Douna project to simulate economic growth. And the project has impacted over 1,500 persons, and it's included the renovation of Lele Douna Square and the relocation of brassware artisans to a peripheral industrial zone named Ain Naqbi neighborhood to reduce pollution in the Medina. Next slide, please. So the integration of contemporary urban forms within the traditional fabrics of the Medina has sparked stakeholder debate regarding its compatibility with heritage preservation principles. Next slide, please. So here we have two problems The first one, in a heritage urban context marked by a dichotomy of intervention rationales among national and international stakeholders, how do heritage fabrics and contemporary urban projects interact? The second problem is how is in this interconnection manifested at the social, economic, and governance levels within the Lele Duna Square context? The next slide, please. So here we have two hypotheses. The first one, the contemporary urban project within historic fabric reflects territorial governance, which in turn reflects a desire to establish a modern state promoting local development. The second one is the contemporary urban project alters or affects historic settings, not only physically, but also in terms of social and spatial practices that take place within them. Next slide, please. So we adopted the deductive approach to verify our hypothesis. And for this, we adopted qualitative method, including literature review and empirical investigation, with two main tools, which are direct non-participant observation and also semi-structured interviews. Next slide, please. So here we have three main concepts. The first one is the heritage, and Babylon, Chessel, Shoai, and Skunti share the same key insights. The concept has evolved from its origin in family inheritance to cultural, artistic, and natural aspects inherited from the past and transmitted to future generations. Next slide, please. The second concept is heritagization, which is a process diverse and multifaceted, shaped by underlying social, economic, and political factors. Next slide, please. The third concept is the governance of heritagization, which originates first in a narrative process among stakeholders, but also a tacit and formal consensus accepted by the main actors. Next slide, please. So the origins of the emergence of contemporary projects within the heritage fabrics is caused by the establishment of international organizations such as UNESCO established in 1945, ICROM 1959, and ICOMOS 1965, and also the development of international normative instruments such as Athens Charter, Venice Charter, Washington Charter. Next slide, please. So in Morocco, the heritagization is due to the international commitment of Morocco by adhering and ratifying international charters, and also because of the evolution of the legal framework that initially was focusing purely on conservation, and now it integrates both heritage, conservation, and development objectives. Next slide, please. So the heritagization of in Fes, here we have the project of Lele Duna.
For interruptions, we have 3 more minutes, so please, you need to conclude it.
So
Thank you.
I will skip this slide. So renovation of Lele Duna Square was made by an international architect, and the project was completed in 2018. Next slide, please. So here we have, next slide, please. Here we have a map showing the location of the project in the Medina, and all the green buildings are exposing crafts handing showcasing, and all the artisans were selected by the stakeholders and are benefiting from low rents. Next slide. Next slide, please. But Lele Duna Square is also a square where we have bad smells of the river, damp waste, and also deserted spaces, poor lighting at night, and closed shops due to our direct observation. Next slide. Next slide. So due to our semi-structured interviews within stakeholders and some civil societies, we have a combined perception of the project before the renovation and after the renovation. So before the renovation, we have a shared perception of the place. So all actors interviews said pollution and bad smells, poor working conditions, river polluted by heavy metals linked to industrial activities. And after the project, the perception is mixed within stakeholders. Some of them said no polluting activities, so it's a good project, and it's a showcase for crafts of Fes, while other one said that the project is not attractive and there is no management company, and it's a shared perception by merchants of Lele Duna Square. They think that the project is not attractive, business is declining, shops are closed, rent price is high, there is an insecurity for visitors, and also waste and bad smells in the river. For the tourist guide, they also shared the same negative perception about the place. They think the tourists must not be visiting the place because of its inauthentic architecture, and it's an unsafe place, and the products sold are not interesting. Next slide, please.
Please, you need to conclude it. Thank you.
Okay, so I will skip this one. Skip this one too, please. So go to the last slide, please. Okay, so the first case serves as a patent example of how neglecting these underlying social, economic, and political factors can determine the long-term sustainability and relevance of heritage initiative. Critical examination of concepts like authenticity, heritagization, and conservation are defined by actors and negotiated among international bodies, national governments, and local communities within specific cultural context remains essential for developing more equitable and effective heritage strategies. The challenges identified in this study open several avenues for future research, especially investigating the role, challenges, and contribution of women within Fes craftsmanship sector. Thank you.
Thank you so much for sharing your findings. Here are participants. If they have any questions, comments, or suggestions for this presentation, please come forward. We are here to discuss that. Thank you. Okay, so so far I think I don't see anyone any question. So I'm moving forward to the next presenter, and it's
before we move to the next presenter, we from the physical room and person to person, we would like to conclude our today's session, and then the people, the participants who are online, they can continue with their presentation. So I would like to, first of all, I would like to thank you everyone, especially from the person-to-person presentations. All of them, they have a very good, they have presented very well. Their participations are very welcomed. We have a presentation lessons here discussing about cyber diplomacy, a very wonderful presentation going on to the cinema movies, animated movies. And then we come to the payments, infrastructures development, economics presentation. So I would like to thank all of the presentations were very informative and very good, very wonderful. There's any questions still if from the online session they can contact the management of the organizers if they would like to know more about the participant and person to persons. They can also keep in touch with them. However, we will be concluding our this session here, and best wishes for the participants, those who are still presenting.
Yeah, thank you so much, Dr. Ahmad. And I just want one thing. Can you please open your cameras, all of you, and we take a photo because they are concluding the physical session, and we will continue the online session. And I still need one photo, with your smiley faces.
Okay, hold on a second. We can have a doctor come. He can come here.
We turn it here.
Hi, because your turn.
Yeah, please, all of you, open your cameras. Yeah, thank you. I need that. Yeah, I still a few more. Need to open your camera. Yeah, please. Yeah, please. Few more, please. Few more.
Maybe they went outside. They
Okay.
they are online, but maybe they went outside.
Okay, I'm taking a photo. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Thank you. Yeah, so Dr. Ahmed, you can proceed to the distribution ceremony and you can decide is the session chair who is the award winner in your side, and later I will manage it here online.
I will give you the name of the excellent presenters. You better manage to send them the certificates, computer generated, that would be better. And as
Okay.
certificates. And I'm having to distribute the certificates here. The rest, all of you will have your soft copy of the documents.
Okay, great.
Yeah, so please, during the distribution ceremony, we really need good photos. So help us in that. And yeah, just take some good photos. Yeah, thank you. Okay, so we will continue with our online session, and they are just doing something there with the distribution ceremony. And who is the next online presenter? 596 is done. 596 is done. 596 is done. So who's the next? 556 encounter between heritage fabrics. Okay, so we have now 566 AI driven promotion of platforms increasing customer engagement in banking, to be presented by Shubham Mehta. Are you available? 566.
Level
566 paper. Yeah, please come and share your screen.
All right. Can you guys see my screen?
It's still not shared, I think. Yeah, it's visible now. Please go ahead with it. Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you, everyone. So hi, good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us and giving your attendance. I'm Shubham Mehta. I'm a student at Harrisburg University, and I'm also working a full-time as a software developer at a bank in New York. Today, my presentation is about AI-driven promotions platform, increasing customer engagement in banking. And this study explores how artificial intelligence is transforming personalized marketing in banking sector and plays a critical role for today's competitive financial landscape. So let's dive in. Here's the agenda. Here's what we'll cover today. We'll start with an introduction to AI's role in banking, explore the evolution of marketing strategies, then dive deep into AI's promotion platform, which I've built, and then I'll walk you through the research methodology, the platform framework, and the ethical considerations. And at the end, we'll wrap up with the key findings and look out for the future. My goal is to provide actionable insights for leveraging artificial intelligence responsibility in the banking area. Coming to the introduction, artificial intelligence, as you all know, most of you will be aware of ChatGPT, Claude, DeepSeek. Artificial intelligence is reshaping industries right now, and banking is no excuse. AI mimics human cognitive abilities using vast data sets and algorithms to make real-time decisions. In banking, it's a game changer for customer engagement. By analyzing data, artificial intelligence enables banks to deliver personalized experience for their customers, building loyalty and driving growth. Today, we'll focus on how AI power promotional strategies to achieve this outcomes. So what's the need of AI? Why do banks need artificial intelligence? Traditional systems are really slow, outdated, and struggling to keep up with today's demands. Banks face intense competition and diverse customer needs, yet many rely on generic promotions that miss out the mark. Artificial intelligence changed this by delivering smart, real-time solutions. It empowers banks to understand customers better and offer a tailored services. And by setting up a stronger relationship with the customers, giving a better customer experience, and building successful and a growth strategy for the bank. Uh, Coming to the next slide, how did the marketing evolve? So marketing has come a long way until now. Decades ago, we used to rely on posters, pamphlets, and newspaper ads or TV advertise. Today, it's all about digital. Social media, online ads, reaching out to influencers is one of the best ways to reach out to a mass number of people, because every person follows a different influencer, and this makes easier for banks and financial institutes to reach out to them. But the traditional marketing often takes one size fit for all approach, which means if you say, for example, if you go to a Starbucks and I don't go to a Starbucks, I go to Dunkin' Donuts or a different coffee shop, I still get the Starbucks promotions, which I don't use. So to mitigate this gap between building a personalized marketing promotion for just you is what this platform does. It will build you a customs platform for promotions generation, and it'll send it to you depending upon your credit card history or the spending you do on different vendors. And by analyzing the behaviors and preferences of the customers, artificial intelligence will craft a personalized campaign promotions that resonates, boosting engagement and loyalty of the customers. What is the AI-driven platform now? Now we come to the exact platform which I've studied into and built. So what is the AI-driven platform? This system uses machine learning to analyze spending patterns, customer preferences, the vendor details, and this segments the customer into digital promotions that feel personal, like offering a credit card deal to someone who spends a lot, or giving a different kind of promotion activity, say a 5% or a 10% off on the categories they spend more on, say clothing or coffee or restaurants or travel. So this is how personalized promotions will help them. Higher customer satisfaction, strong loyalty, and increased revenue will help everyone to grow together and build trust within the system. These platforms are transforming how banks connect with their clients and customers. Coming to the research methodology, let's talk about how I studied this. I used a mixed method approach, combining surveys from banking professionals and customers alongside with data analytics from industry reports. We also measured engagement rates, customer satisfaction, and return of investment AI campaigns. Quantitative feedback helps to understand ethical concerns. This robust methodology ensures to finding both practical and reliable for banking applications. Then coming to the exact framework which I've built. So here's how the AI promotion platform works. It starts with collecting the data. The marketing team collects the data first. It feeds into a simple text format, a file. Then of import job, which is basically your software, will pull this file up, extract the data, and put it into an online banking portal. This is the exact same portal which you use in your mobile apps, or you go to online banking portals on your laptops or computers. Then a database will fetch all this data. It will feed all the data to the AI software service which I've built. And depending upon your credit card history and your spending history, it will create a promotion with this data. Then it will be visible to the customers. So whatever ads you see on your phones would be personalized just for you and not anyone else. And once a user clicks it or engages with the promotion or the ad, it will be exported to get a feedback to the marketing team so that they can work more on getting better promotions for you. And this is how the revenue will increase for banks and financial institutes. Coming to the ethical and operational considerations, AI isn't without challenges. Artificial intelligence has their own challenges like data privacy, algorithm bias, and transparency and real concerns. This study addresses this by using anonymized data and obtaining informed consents. So we've made sure we get informed consents, test with the bank users first, and then roll this out for the bigger customer base. By balancing innovation with ethics, banks can adopt artificial intelligence responsibly, ensuring promotions align with customers' values and socialize
Sorry for
experiments.
interruption. You have 3 more minutes, so please, you
Okay.
need to conclude. Thank you.
Sure. So these are few of the key benefits, which is personalized promotions, higher interest rates from customers, targeted campaigns, and product adoption. Cost efficiency is low, is really great for the banks, as banks can generate quicker promotions with less manpower now. And customer satisfaction will always grow up since customer will love having more promotions on their feed. Coming to the case study, I went through different case studies, real life examples, then chatbots and natural language processing are few of the case studies which I've gone through. And for instance, banks using artificial intelligence for campaign planning have seen a better engagement on social media and higher satisfaction rates. This proves that AI not only enhances customer experience, but also streamlines operations and saves time and cost. There are a few challenges like data availability, cleaning the data, rapidly growing artificial intelligence may have a different output every time. So we have to focus on the limits banking has and the data which we get to make new promotions or increase the scope. So acknowledging these limitations helps to refine the future research and ensure we are transparent about the scope. Coming to the call of action, what's next? Artificial intelligence potential is banking and beyond promotions. So this can be used for predictive analysis, your personalized investment management, portfolio management person, or even a fraud detection system. So we need stronger ethical guidelines to ensure global trust, and collaborating between banks and tech providers will drive this innovation. And the future is bright, but it brings a responsible with adoption and commitment to customer-centric solutions. Coming to the conclusion, I would say AI-driven platforms are revolutionizing the banking and personalized customer experience and driving growth for the banks. But their succeed depends on the ethical implementation, balancing innovation with trust. And I encourage everybody to use and embrace AI thoughtfully to stay competitive in this dynamic market. Thank you. I'm open to any questions and concerns, and let's explore how AI can shape the future of banking together. Yeah.
Thank you so much for sharing your research findings. We are now open for the question, answer, suggestion, and comments regarding this presentation. If anyone has any question, please come forward and share your thoughts. Yeah. Okay, so far, if no question, we will move to the next presentation, and that's paper ID 570, AI chatbots in an enterprise solution transforming customer support and beyond, to be presented by Shevali Naik. 570. Are you available? Okay, it's absent. Or maybe she or he sent already his video presentation. So I'm coming toward the next one, 582. The paper title is using machine learning techniques to aid empirical antibiotics therapy decision in France, to be presented by M. Bernier. Are you available? 582. 582 is not available. Okay. And the next presenter is 596. 596. The paper title is Performance Analysis of Oil-Free Two-Stage Twin Screw Air Compressors with different gear ratios, to be presented by Sai Wei Chen. Are you available? Paper ID 596. 596 is absent. Okay, so another one is paper ID 066. The title is Adaptive Reuse is a Sustainable Approach to Heritage Conservation. It's case study of Bangga Rampai Restaurant in Mangtang, Jakarta. 066. Hello, am I audible? Hello?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, so where is 066? Catherine Sotija. Are you available? I think I just called a lot of names and I was audible. Am I right?
Yes.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you. So I think as per the attendance sheet, I can't see anyone else left. And if here is someone and he or she think uh, uh, his or her name is not mentioned, called for presentation, please let me know now. So no one is left without presentation. Am I right? Okay. So, okay. I think we are done with all the presentations, online presentation, and I'm coming toward the ending remarks. And the offline session is already over. It's done. We are now here only in the online session, and I'm addressing all the online participants. I hope that today's session was enjoyed by all of you, and it was a really great experience with all of you. Thank you so much for participating in this session, and all the online as well as offline presenters having very good research ideas and had put their efforts for the best. All the papers, manuscript, and the presentation data was supported by robust methodologies and theoretical frameworks of achievable objectives, but still we need to improve our manuscripts. And if we really want to submit it to good journals such as Scopus Index journals or international peer review journals. So we need to improve it before submission, or even after submission. If there are some changes need to be done, we need to do that. And some of the participants were not able to join us, but here is the YouTube channel link I'm sharing in the chat box. You can go to this YouTube channel, and you can like and subscribe as well. You can get the updated information regarding our upcoming events, including different opportunities for you as a participant. Okay, so that's the link of our YouTube channel. I'm also
I'm so sorry. Can I do the presentation? I think I'm a little bit late.
Oh, you want to do the presentation? I was calling your name, and you was
Yeah,
I
sorry,
don't know, you was not responding.
I was away a bit because I need to go to the toilet. You don't mind?
Okay, please just do it, but be very conclusive, because you know we are already done, and we cannot wait, let the other participant wait so long time. Okay.
Right. I will just take about a few minutes. Thank you for the opportunity. I'll share my screen. Yeah, thank you. My name is Catherine Suteja. I'm so sorry about my lateness today. I'm the Interior Design Program Director at National College Jakarta, and currently as a doctoral candidate at Institut Seni Indonesia in Bali. My research focus on interior architecture, heritage conservation, as well as the sustainable design practices. On behalf of the other authors, I would like to present one of my research
We
with the title
can't
of
see your screen. We can't see your PPT.
all right. Sorry about that. Hope this one can be seen.
No, it's not. No, no, nothing is there.
So
Yeah, it's
perhaps while
okay
waiting,
now. Please go
yeah.
ahead with.
Right. So abandoned buildings are often demolished due to their deteriorating conditions. Yet adaptive reuse provides a sustainable alternatives by repurposing them with minimum changes. So this is my case study in Bunga Rampai with using qualitative research through observation and expert interviews. The study explores how adaptive reuse can extend the life of historic buildings and enhance their cultural relevance in modern settings. And what makes adaptive reuse particularly powerful is its ability to bridge the past and present, preserving historical elements while adapting to modern needs. This helps strengthen cultural identity, community belonging, and overall well-being. However, the process isn't without challenges. Some challenges such as technical limitations, economic constraints, and regulatory hurdles arise, requiring creative design solutions and collaborations across multiple stakeholders. So in Jakarta, colonial era building, especially located in Menteng, offer unique opportunities for adaptive reuse. A great example is the Bunga Rampai restaurant, which has transformed a historic Dutch colonial house into a vibrant cultural and culinary space, maintaining its architectural charm while serving modern purposes. And especially in area like Menteng, is undergoing threat from rapid urban development. So many of these historic buildings are being neglected or demolished to make way for modern infrastructure, putting their cultural and historical value at risk. Preserving this building isn't easy. The challenges, as I mentioned earlier, as well as the new construction is prioritized over conservations due to inconvenience or lack of understanding. By integrating historical buildings in modern urban life, we do not only preserve our heritage, but also reduce environmental impact, revitalize communities, and create spaces that encourage local pride, identity, as well as tourism. So this study using qualitative
Can you
approach through
go to the conclusion?
yes.
Conclusion.
So the conclusions of my research is that the adaptive reuse of colonial structures in Menteng highlights its potential for sustainable heritage conservation. By repurposing rather than demolishing, we significantly reduces environmental impacts such as construction waste and carbon emissions. This approach not only supports the historic buildings, but also to continue the relevance of the historical building. A great example of Bunga Ranpai restaurant, which successfully retains its colonial architecture integrity while adapting to modern functionality. Looking ahead, adaptive reuse should be encouraged as a strategic approach for sustainable urban development. It's crucial to balance heritage preservations with necessary structural upgrades and to implement policies that support sensitive interventions in historical buildings. This approach can serve as a model for other heritage sites, both in Jakarta and beyond. Thank you so much for the opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you so much for sharing your research findings. If anyone has any questions, comments, or suggestions, you can come to share with us. Okay, so far no question, no comments. Okay, so I think we need to conclude this session. And as I shared the YouTube channel link, those who are not able to present it here live on Zoom, they can go to the YouTube channel and we will upload the video PPTs to our YouTube channel and you can then watch it there. I'm also sharing here the contact email. Let me check. Okay, here this is the email, and this is also the email from where you will get the certificates in the proceedings and the award winner certificates in soft form. So this is the email you need to keep it noted. And for the future queries, questions, you can also use this email to ask such like things. And also, I'm checking other things. Okay. So you will get all the proceedings, the certificates through your emails, including the award winner certificates as well. Here I'm also sharing the WhatsApp number. That's quite important for you, you know, this WhatsApp number. You can add this WhatsApp number, and if you need any help in terms of publication, if you want to submit your manuscript to the peer-reviewed international journal or Scopus Index journal, you need other things, or if you have any questions related to future things such as publication. Also, recently we are calling for editorial board members and reviewers, so you can add this number and you can be invited as an editorial board member to our newly started journal as well as the old journals, peer review journals. So recently we need you as a reviewer and editorial board member. So that's the number. You will need it a lot for many things. You can keep this number and add it. This is the WhatsApp number. You can add this number, and later I will add you to the WhatsApp group as well. So please, this is the number. And one thing more I wanna share is the Facebook page. You can go to this Facebook page and like and follow it for the future information such as uh, scholarship projects and workshops and many other beneficial information you need for your academic and career promotion. So these are the things I wanted to share with you. Now, if you have any question regarding the conference, regarding the paper, regarding the certificates, regarding the journals, you can ask me now. Thank you. I'm available here to answer your questions. Any question?
Yeah, maybe I have questions.
Yes,
So
please.
the article that we submitted, it's directly go through the international journal, is it? Am I correct?
Yeah. You already submitted your full manuscript.
Yeah.
So that's they will go to the submission, and it will be submitted soon to the targeted journal.
All right. Okay. And for the certificate,
Yeah.
we'll be waiting for the certificate by mail. Am I correct?
Yeah, today you will receive the certificates, including the proceeding.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Welcome. Any other question? Any other question? That's the WhatsApp number. You know, basically why I share this WhatsApp number. If you have any question later in your mind, you can add this number and we will reply on time, 24/7. Yeah. So that's the WhatsApp number necessary and very important to be added. Okay. If no questions so far, we can finish this session. Okay, thank you so much once again, all of you, for participating in this session. And we look forward to see you again in other conferences and other activities as well. Thank you so much. Bye-bye, and see you again. Here is a message. Okay, thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Thank you, Doctor.
Thank you, sir.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Thank